Welcome to Blue Tinted Glasses, the home of Leicester City talk on YouTube. Fan debates, live watch-alongs, post-match reactions, and all the Foxes banter you could ask for. Subscribe now and see the game through Blue Tinted Glasses.
Just into race clear. He's got Jamie Vardy with him. Jamie Vardy sets off. Jamie Vardy! Ball back here for Fatawu. Oh, he scored! An absolute belter! That is trademark Abdul Fatawu.
This one into the box. Nugent over the top. Oh, what a goal! David Nugent's just scored a beauty. He's made Forest look like fools.
Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Blue Tinted Glasses. You've got me and the man down under. It's Luke for a big game against Ipswich, maybe the hardest game of the season. Locks is actually at the game today. Luke, good day. What do you make of the game today?
Are you nervous today? Because last time that Locks decided to attend a game with Mr. Senior Graham, we got absolutely mutilated.
Well, do you know what? It's really negative to start the show like this, but I think I've already accepted that we're going to lose, to be honest with you. I know that sounds really harsh, but I think it's just the reality, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, we could beat them, but when we played Southampton, I really think it showed how far apart the teams were. I mean, is anyone feeling positive in the chat? First, just say hello to everyone. Hello, Legion of... I'll tell you what, Legion of Possibility, of Positivity even, is positive. King Leicester, not confident. And Azza says we're going to get smashed. What about... I'll tell you what, Luke, tell me about that. And whilst you tell me about it, I will keep the lineup over your face. Here you go. Here's a team lineup. Based on that lineup, which is basically the same lineup, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, a little frustrated again that we complained that IE didn't get subbed off soon in the last game, and yet again he's starting quick turnaround straight away. Old Bones, Turtle IE up top. Unchanged lineup other than that, basically. What are your thoughts on that? Because that doesn't scream, much confidence to me of IE up top. There's a lot of things we can dissect, but just starting on that one for me, I'm a little frustrated, even though Dak has been so poor up top. At least he brings energy.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the thing is that other than IU, I can't really see there being much of a difference. Like, what else could we really do? And I think based off that, it's probably all right. It's not exactly the sort of lineup that makes you go, oh, wow, look at that. But could be worse. I mean, is that the only change you'd make? Is you'd put Daka in instead, would you?
Ricardo starting pretty basically after Hamza. Yeah, okay, fair enough. He's had his rest. Yeah, I can totally understand that. Whether he's been good or bad, that's, he's not been his greatest Ricardo, but at least he's somewhat reliable compared to Hamza. There's a few changes I would make personally, mate. But yeah, definitely I up top. He just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't. I understand he's dropping deep and he's he's used for link up play, but just his inability to be able to box crash and rejoin the attack is quite frustrating to me. So you basically a lot of heavy reliance on your wingers to do a lot of heavy lifting for him if he's going to be doing that.
Oh, Luke, quick question for you. Not a huge Hamza Chowdhury fan, but his recent performance is so good, bro. Can't understand why he's not in the side. Could you shed some light on why he was left out? I think this might be rage baiting, but go on.
Okay, to be fair, I'll say this. Look, he can be quite a bozo sometimes with the ball. I don't think he was actually that bad. They didn't give the ball too much away last time. So I understand why a lot of people want to see him in. I think it's also dependent on the team that we're playing as well. Like, if you really got a physical team, i.e. Millwall, there's an actual fair shout to have someone like Hamza Chowdhury. If you're going to get bullied on the ball, you need someone that's going to be physical in the midfield to be able to win the ball back. Not allow us to be bullied. Yeah, I totally can understand that. But when you a team where you're going to have more quality and on the ball and you're going to do better things of it, Hamza, unfortunately, is not your man. Ricky P is, if he's on one, that is.
Well, I mean, let's bring up their lineup, right? So, I mean, the thing is that left-hand side for Ipswich is deadly. Leif Davis is someone we know all too well, but Jayden Philogene is one of the best wingers in the Championship this season. He's already scored a hat-trick against someone earlier in the season. Someone in chat will let me know who. And this is their lineup. So obviously you got George Hurst, he's up front. McAteer, he's on the bench. And just so you know, because I had to check this before we come in, do you think Casey McAteer scored for Ipswich yet, Luke?
No, he has not.
Exactly. And what happened to Tom Cannon just a few weeks ago? I mean, it just feels written in the stars that the rest of the team, Marcelino Nunez, who they signed from Norwich, he's been, I think, their best player apparently since they've signed him. Masasiwa is like a bit of a Wilfred Ndidi regen. They got a pretty solid team, especially at this level. And I think, they beat Coventry 3-0 pretty recently. And the underlying data suggests that they probably are the best team in the league. But I mean, speaking of Hams, I mean, that's why, I'm a bit fearful, Luke, that actually that down that side, we might get caught out a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if we do decide to counterattack or not, because I think that, Leif Davis will push up, right? So it's going to have Fatawu, will have space in behind. But if we try and go forwards ourselves, the same thing applies to us. How are you feeling about that particular challenge?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned as well. Ipswich really built basically what they did. They went into Premier League last season of basically a who's who of the best championship players. So they've got a very, very strong championship squad, to be honest. Probably one of the strongest, if not the. You could argue that ours on paper looks better, but for me, they have the best championship squad. It is just starting to click a bit again for them, where the first start of the season they had a bit of a rough start. They are starting to build some momentum now. So, yeah, I am concerned, not to be negative so bad at the start of the stream, but it's a fair assessment, and there's nothing wrong with being concerned about the quality they have, particularly in that right-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah, one good piece of news is that Ejeli, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's the record signing in championship history. He scored an equaliser for them against Blackburn recently. He's out. So that's actually good, but I think their squad is still pretty strong. I tell you what, Luke, give me your score prediction and get your score predictions in chat as well. What do you think the result will be today? King Leicester says, I'm predicting whatever result we need to get Marty sacked. So I'll tell you what, let's do two questions. Tell me what you think the score will be, but tell me what you think the score would have to be for Marty to get sacked. Because especially, we'll talk about Michail Antonio in a second as well, but that implies to me that they probably are going to give him some players in January. Ryan's gone for 0-0 today. King Leicester, Mr. Optimist, has gone for 4-1 Ipswich, I believe.
I strongly disagree. First of all, to answer one of your questions, I'm going to go for a prediction of Ipswich 3, Leicester City 1. I think we're going to see another 45-minute unfortunate capitulation, first or second. That's on you what you think, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be one of them. What bothers me is Neil, why give him until January? Let's just wait, even though the results are screaming at us in the face after nearly halfway through the season, to then financially back him and give him players to then see if he does better. And if he doesn't, and we have to bring another manager in, now we have players that, the next manager that comes in might not even favour, to be honest with you. So that's a whole other big long-winded question in itself. Is this new director going to have players that are going to be their picking and bringing into the side, or is it going to be a Marty signing? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be on is it Martin Glover, or is it going to be a Marty signing?
Well, there's a few questions. Let me just say, firstly, thanks to the Millwall fan for giving us good luck. They're having a wicked season, I got to say. You're going to be playoffs, I think, at minimum, maybe even get autos. What the thing is, right, is that I think that the signings, I don't think are Marty signings. I think people are saying that, but I think that they're done above his head at the moment. But I think the thing is that, if you get rid of him, he has also brought in staff, like he's brought in recently, like a goalkeeping coach, another back level coach. So the club's gone through a lot of turmoil behind the scenes recently, hasn't it? But there's no one really who's been there consistently for a long time. Probably that Andrew Hughes, who's a set piece coach. He's been the set piece coach now for Marty. He was with Steve Cooper, who brought him in, and he was also there under Reid. So he's probably like the one who's been there the longest. So that could be an argument for not getting rid of him, even though I'll be honest with you, I think he's very lucky to still be in a job, Marty Cifuentes. I think in previous years, he would already have been binned, to be honest with you. But we're still not that far off from playoffs and things like that. We'll have to see. I mean, I'll be honest. So my prediction, I actually think Ipswich are going to win 3-0 today, which is pretty sad to say. But I just think that they are. The crazy thing is, even though I've said that, I could see us win. Because especially now we're playing a counter-attack, I could see that working in our favour. But I just think they're a good team, and I think that they've had to deal with a lot of teams play that way recently, and I think they might be a bit wiser to the challenge. But weirdly enough, even if we lost by that, it might be more one where it's just, I don't know, because the other thing as well is that we haven't changed the lineup really at all since midweek. And I think that's a bit of a mistake as well, Luke, is that the players are getting tired. So what happened midweek is that actually we were wicked, weren't we, for the first 45 minutes? And then when the team got tired, we fell apart. And I could see something like that happening as well. Like I could see it getting ahead. I mean, yeah, I think a big difference this season compared to the Enzo season isn't just like necessarily the first team, but I think it's the squad as well. Like I do feel that, you know, you had people that didn't even start, like Yunus Akgun, like Dennis Pratt at some point. You had Kelechi and Nacho, Casey McAteer. You had Callum Doyle. You had a lot of players who could come in so you could freshen it up a little bit. Whereas at the moment, I'll be honest with you, Luke, this wasn't just the case in the last game. Every single game we take Jordan James off, the team just pulls apart. It's as simple as that. We're a one-man team at the moment, which is crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we can all say about Marti Cifuentes is that what it looks like is no matter what we play, we're playing counter-attacking, we're playing possession of line-breaking passes. There's a major lack of cohesion. What concerns me the most is when people will say, well, Leicester City, we don't look fit at the moment. I could agree to that to a certain extent, but let me ask you this. We could say like 60% possession in a game that we've seen hypothetically under Marti Cifuentes is night and day different compared to, you know, a 60-70% possession you would see under Enzo. Granted, yes, you are right. We had a lot better quality in players under Enzo. But let me ask you this. If you were to go through, as you like to say, the underlying data, the way that how frenetic the ball is under Marti and how much we turn it over in between all that possession is 9 day compared to Enzo. The control we had under Enzo would allow us to not gas as fast. Are we fitter, or is it just because we were able to retain the ball and pass people to death until they gassed to the 60, 70 minute mark?
We had 24% possession in that second half against Bristol.
Yeah, I know. And there's been other games like that as well where we just...
There was pop quiz for you. There was one game in the second half we had 24% possession with Enzo as well. Do you remember what game it was?
Yes, it was Southampton, I'm pretty sure.
No. That we had more. It was Chelsea when we had the sending off.
Oh, Doyle got sent off that game. I remember that. Yeah,
and it's only because of the sending off. Otherwise, it would have been fine, you know. Yeah, McAteer, I think that just feels obvious to me that he's going to come off the bench in the second half and score. He's going to look really guilty. He's not going to celebrate it, but that'll probably be the 3-0 is what I think. So, you know what? Let me just bring up, because this question that everyone's asking you. So, everyone's talking about Michail Antonio. What do you think of him? He obviously in the past has absolutely destroyed Leicester on multiple occasions. I think I've seen him. I think I've been at least 3 separate games where he scored against us. Definitely at the London Stadium, maybe even twice. I've definitely seen him score there, and I've definitely seen him score at King Power when I've been there as well. He's just like nemesis. I mean, the only player I've seen score more than him is Harry Kane, to be honest. What do you make of Michail Antonio?
Yesterday's man. 35 years old. We complain about Turtle Eye up top, and he's younger than him. And we also want to talk about the stats with the complete lack of goals across the board for Marti Cifuentes for his strikers, no matter what club he's been at. I think it's a silly signing. Yeah, you might want to say, let's just give him 6 months. If it's a 1-year thing, sure. But if we're going to go off recent history, the deal we gave Bobby, I'm not going to call him Donkey Ever Reid, Bobby Dakova Reid, and also IU Vestergaard, very questionable contracts been given out to their age, high wages, 2 to 3 years. I'm not keen for it whatsoever, man. I don't even want to roll the dice on it, to be honest. In fact, if we are going to, seriously, if we're going to, there's a start comment here. I just put in here, the one from Planet Earth. Do you want to give Marty 10 to 20 million and use some of that on a striker? Because I still think that a lot of our players, if not most of them, have regressed under him. I don't see any continuity in terms of getting better week in, week out, other than Jordan James. And that was one of Lox's first arguments. Well, I think he's gotten better. One, when he's not playing out of position, fair enough. B, I think it's fair to say that kid would have been getting better and better no matter what. He just hasn't been playing games at his last club. So now he's getting a run of games. Of course, he's going to look better.
Yeah.
Am I being harsh?
No, I'm surprised. I thought you'd be gagging to have a new striker, to be honest with you. You actually seem to agree very much with Ryan, who comes on a lot. Just to answer this question, has Locks gone shopping with Harry Rings, the Primark sales? Kind of. He actually was at High Cross earlier, which is the shopping centre. But here he is with Russell BTG. You got Imran, you got Steve, Kate, you got Graham there as well. You got Imran's son. There's Locks. hiding in the background. So they're actually at the game today, seeing it with his boyfriend Graham, I think. No, I'm joking. To see the match, that's where he's at. We are yesterday's men 45 minutes FC. That's quite an accurate way to sort of say it. 3-1 loss, Hurst, Brace and McAteers. That's all the Leicester old boys. Squeaky bomb time. And yeah, the older player who's going to want massive wages is like 34. I think he's even older than that, Michail Antonio. But I don't know. Personally, I'd just say that if it wasn't a short-term contract for 6 months, I wouldn't be against it. I just think because he doesn't just play strike, he can also play as a winger or even as number 10. And he's just so massive, Luke. He's absolutely massive. In the Championship, someone who's a unit like that is always going to be troublesome. And it's not just like he's a unit, but like Yannick, he doesn't jump. He bullies players. And I kind of think, as crazy as this sounds, like even just playing with the defenders in training, he would improve them. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's training with the club and he started scoring goals and they thought, oh my God, a striker's allowed to score goals. I didn't know that was possible. And now they're thinking maybe we should sign him. It really wouldn't surprise me. So, all right, Liners are just coming here. We're almost about to kick off.
All right.
Do you mind giving me a little bit of volume if you don't mind? Just a small bit. Thank you. No, okay. Sorry, they got Furlong and Philogene on that side. Of course, they got Leif Davis and Jack Clark down the other. Oh, mate, that's
Schmodix on the bench. Schmodix and McAteer on the bench
against Jaden Philogene, and Ricardo's going to have Leif Davis and Jack Clark. That is not making me feel too great.
Ipswich, you got a decent bench for the champ. That's what you call depth at the championship level. They've got Akpom to come on, McAteer to come on, Schmodix to come on.
That's why they are the most guaranteed team to go up, in my opinion, even more than Coventry. Have started to get a few bad results only because their squad's getting worn thin. They've literally they can change their whole first 11 and the next 11 is still pretty good. I'm not saying, I don't think it's as good as our squad when we went up, because that was a crazy squad as well. That's probably the best squad. To be honest with you, I think there is a strong argument to say that the 97 points we underperformed, but it was a pretty competitive division that year. Because I don't think in terms of both wages and the overall quality of, not everyone's going to have a Jamie Vardy in the Championship. And
no.
I mean, did you see him? He won Player of the Month in Serie A. He's such a legend, man. 40 years old, goes abroad, plays for a relegation-threatened team, and still wins Player of the Month. Because do you know that I think there's only 2 or 3 people that have won Player of the Month more often than him in the Premier League? And he does it, obviously, for a much smaller club. So he's what a goat, man. He really is.
I love him. He'll trigger that second year of that contract. It was meant to be one with a possibility of 2, depending on bonuses and stuff like that, and how he plays performance. So he'll definitely get that second year, and everyone's happy for him. And just to answer your question here, I'm seeing from Planet Earth, I'm not calling you out for that, mate. Advocating giving Marty millions. It is an interesting question. It's just I don't like what you have to. Strikers are expensive as it is already in this day, and let alone a January transfer window. And just the contract history that we have, like I said earlier, the experience in older players, I don't want to be buying. But I'm with you, Anil. If it's a 6-month contract, fine, sure. If it's nothing too crazy, why not? If he's training here already and he wants to be here, they're all things that you want to hear as a fan of the club. Someone's, passionate and they want to do something to either reignite their career at the sunset stage of it. But he's yesterday's man for me.
Yeah, Tower, I agree with you. All the people in Serie A said Mike Maignan should have won it instead of Vardy, but it's not like he was bad though, and it's still impressive that he's still. I think if you've seen him, he looks so lean. He's got like a 100-pack. Forget a 6-pack. All right, we're ready to go. In fact, we already have because the clock started. So I think we might be a bit behind Luke. So there we go.
Yeah, this is
as always. No, don't worry about it. As always, guys in chat, if you don't mind, please don't spoil it till we've reacted. You'll normally know with the reaction because you'll hear some swear words with an Australian accent. That's probably either positive or negative. That's normally how I know that something has happened.
And remember, Locks is it here. We are ruthless. And when I say we, I mean me with banning. If you spoil something, RIP.
Well, It's interesting is this will be a game where I feel like the away team, you can see already we've set into that mid block.
Yeah, let's have a look here.
I didn't notice that we've got the sponsor on the back today, just because we've got the new one on the front. Okay, because we've got the hospital today on the.
Ricky P's already.
Yeah, Ipswich already setting the tempo very high in our half. But, that could definitely work in our favour. I have to say that of the times I've seen them, they actually have struggled against the teams that play in the deep. Oh, my God, is that Ayu? No, Reid was that. Hospital pass. Hospital on the front of the shirt. Hospital pass in. But Ricky P puts it out. Man, I didn't realise that Cedric Kipre played for Leicester. When was that? Must have been when he was a kid. Do you know what? I read this the other day, actually. Apparently, Ollie Skip, when he was younger, had quite a serious injury. And apparently, before he had that injury, he was very promising at Spurs. And he was a lot faster.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I do know that I remember that when he was playing with Mourinho, there was, I think, at least 2 games he won man of the match. One of the games was the one he scored his goal. And they had quite high hopes for him. Because that would explain the fall off. Yeah. Okay, keeper was in our under 21s. Okay, thanks for that. I really didn't know that. Love it when chat educates.
Yes, thank you. That's the 3rd time we've done that now.
Yeah, that is when he got loaned out to Norwich. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's now our turn to attack it. Abdul on the ball. Oh,
go on.
What's away to Ricky? Go on.
Poor first touch from Bobby Donkey over Reid.
Yeah. There was an argument to say Ricky should have shot there, but okay. See, here's the problem. Now you got Philogene on the attack, Jordan James.
Go on, Jordan James.
Brilliant.
Well in. The question is, if we capitulate people in the chat and in 45 minutes we go 3-0 down, will Graham and Locks leave at halftime?
Nah, I think it's their hot date, isn't it? They're not
the hot date. What do you feel like I've been defending set pieces this season, Anil?
We were good until recently, but last couple of games we've given away some clangers, haven't we?
Yes.
I would still say, though, that overall we've not been that bad.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Go on, Mavididi.
Go on. Ooh.
Fuck. Honking. Was that touch, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. His confidence is like, I'm not saying he's like sky high right now, but it's like levels above being on the floor like it was before Mavididi.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a little bit more willing to take on his man a lot more recently, shoot, which is great.
Why do we sing so many ABBA songs? Yeah. Guess we love the ABBA. That is a good one, though, for Jordan James, I think. All right. Corner to us. JJ to take.
Interesting fucking corner. Go on.
Abdul? No.
Look congested there.
Shot on target.
If we lose this, no matter what scoreline, do you think they'll pull the trigger and sack him? Marty?
No, I think if we got up, I don't know. They seem to be wanting to let him have Christmas. We'll see. I really felt like after the Sheffield United game, if they weren't going to sack him then it's...
That's how I felt.
Yeah. Because the thing is, if you look at the league table, that's the crazy thing is we're still not in a horrendous position. I think if we were already 10 points off playoffs or something like that, that'd be a different story. But right now, Luke, I think the problem is I just don't really see how this team can go on to like even a 5-game winning streak. I just don't see it.
That's the thing. Like, I think what did I say that last game? I feel like we're taking one step forward and two back. And Locke says, I think it's one step forward, one step back, but we're going in the right direction. But how are we going in the right direction if it's 19 games into the season? And in my opinion, even if it is one step forward, one back, it's not moving in the right direction to me. If we're not seeing players get better, we're not committed to one style. I understand you want your manager to be pragmatic and figure out ways to win, particularly in the championship and this heavy load of games that there is. But in my opinion, I just it doesn't. I feel like I'm being really negative already, but like, you know what I mean, right? Like, it's just not inspiring me of that much confidence because we haven't seen a 90-minute performance.
Leif Davis against Ricardo is the key matchup. The thing is, though, is that, there might be an argument to say that, like, well, at the end of the day, what it's all about is that this season's a write-off. So just get through it with whatever. And then we'll see like a proper semblance of a plan in the summer. We'll see if that's true or not. Yep, still yet to see a 90-minute performance. It does sound like a very positive King Power. Have to see.
Go on.
I think we've been better than I expected so far. Nice ball that from Bobby Reid.
There we go. Aya's calling for it.
Yeah. If goes to Mavadidi instead, that's what I would do. Don't want to give the ball to Aya.
Good leadership. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, not the best touch.
Okay.
Go on.
Good.
Reid?
What a goal, man! What a fucking goal!
Oh my God!
Donkey
over Reid. No way, mate. He is the championship Messi. Wow, 3 goals in 3 games.
What a fucking goal, man! That was fucking
unreal. Absolutely. I'm going to play it, but this is actually, we're playing it in a positive fashion. That's a happy donkey noise.
Mate,
what a strike that was.
Peach. Let's see
and
this
you know
again.
It's all because we didn't pass to Ayew. Mavadidi picks up the ball. Bobby Reid. So Luke Thomas almost loses it. Comes to Bobby Reid, takes one touch. He is 30 yards out and he finds bottom right-hand corner.
That's a brilliant goal. Brilliant fucking goal. Fucking sexy. All right, let's,
you gotta say, I mean, the Ayew have been disappointed with. Bobby Reid was poor last season, but the point, he was supposed to be good in the championship. And I think you've got to say now, he might well, Luke, be one of the better players in the championship, full stop.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we all said about both of them, like they'll do a job no matter their age. Bobby was playing in the wing most of the time anyway. He always said, even in the interview, he sees himself as a 10. Go on.
All of a sudden, Ipswich are rattled, I think. We're looking...
Turtle. Interesting. Well, he's confident
exactly.
now.
I was about to say, why the fuck is he shooting from there? I mean, to be honest, yeah, you would probably be mad as a manager, but really, that far out, the keeper should have saved it. I'll have a look at that. I mean, I know that they've always had a bit dodgy keepers, although it's... Yeah, because Christian Walton's not the guy they signed from West Brom. But I think it was a good strike, to be honest. I think keeper couldn't do too much about it.
Brilliant.
Wow, though. Yeah, I mean, as I said, Bobby Reid in the Premier League was super disappointing because the season before, I remember seeing him a few times. I remember he got man of the match against Arsenal, for example. And the Fulham fans didn't want to sell him. They were just like, we can't give him a 3-year contract. Only an idiot club would do that. So, of course, Leicester step in with Yannick Vestergaard and Bobby Reid. But they were like, if 2 years, of course they would give him that because he'd done so much for them getting him out. Like that season where they got the 100 goals of Mitrovic scoring 41 goals. He was a big part of that. Yeah, Bobby on the wing is not great, but you can see there in the 10 role. And, in some ways that's good because that'll mean that when Aaron Ramsey comes back, that he might actually be able to play or rotate with Jordan James. It gives us a lot more options. But yeah, you got to say, it's a nice thing to have a player now turn up that you weren't expecting because no one was really thinking Bobby Reid was going to play much of a part this season. And all of a sudden, you've got to say that I mean, look at this now. We're looking very confident.
Sexy.
Team steps up. Ben Nelson on the ball.
Ricky P joining in the attack, well up the pitch.
What's good as well is we can bait them to come onto us. And, if Leif Davis coming up the wing is going to give Fatawu the chance to do this. They're doubling up on him, but he's found it. Oh, wins a corner. Yeah, attention, boys. Smash that fucking donkey button. Or the like button. We'll take both. But yeah, we need to find an improved...
Yeah.
That can be a homework. Can you find a happy donkey? You could say maybe that's the donkey after he's just scored, if you know what I mean. So he sounds so knackered.
The mighty donkey over Reid.
How many goals has he got now? 4 or 5? That's 3 and 3. That's pretty impressive.
Go on.
No. That was much better, that corner, in my opinion. That was... Ray's currently going through the ABBA catalogue to come up with a tune for Bobby.
Is Winks not on the bench again, Anil?
No. He's played his last game for us 100%.
Yep. Fuck out of here then.
Yeah. I still can't believe he's been so unprofessional for Leicester.
Yeah, I think after what Kate really did a good job of that video that Locks just released of her talking about him, saying it's the best season he ever played for us under Enzo, and you'd think he'd have some form of loyalty. I will say this, though, and I'm not just saying this because of everything in hindsight. I remember thinking at the time when I watched his first interview for the club, he looked almost upset to be here, like, oh, God, I can't believe I had to make a drop to the Championship when I'm at Leicester. I've been in London my whole career. He didn't look that happy to be here when he first came, in my opinion. I think Enzo's charm really wooed him in.
Yeah, he gave up after that was gone. Yeah, Clibbo, I agree. Those long throws, I've been saying it. I don't think we've made a single chance off a long throw this season. I just don't know why they bother with it. Not good. Let someone else take them. Have we really got to this thing already? Lads, what's your favourite quality street? Did you get those chocolates in Australia?
No, that went right over my head. I thought there was some kind of weird sitcom reference I didn't understand.
Google it. Me, it's the strawberry ones, the classic. Yep, technical decision on Winks. The rat.
Yeah, rat.
I do think, though, that shows again that there's something really rotten at the club when those sort of attitudes and stuff can fester.
Yeah, who's that on? That culture of fucking throwing you, like, is it on us for giving players too much money and giving them too big of a heads to come here? Yeah, okay.
In my opinion, it is, because do you know what's weird, Luke? Is that's something that, to be honest with you, has always been throughout the King Power era. Like, obviously, you remember the good days, but even before, like when Nigel Pearson first came into the club, what had happened is that, decent effort there from the turtle. What had happened is we'd signed all these players on very high wages. Like, there was a player once called Jermaine Beckford, and he had 2 offers. He had Everton to play in the Premier League or Leicester in the Championship, and he chose Leicester. What does that tell you about the size of contract that was given to him?
Yes. And also...
Right. He was okay, but, that just shows you that they were paying astronomical amounts, and I think they're still doing it now, basically.
Mahrez was proper toxic as well when he tried to force that move. Remember that right at the end of the transfer window? He flew to France and fucking cracked the shits. And they're like, what are you fucking doing? Get back, you idiot. We didn't greenlight shit. But yeah, we got the monies that we deserve.
What are your thoughts on Bilal's comments?
I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. I thought that was absolutely disgusting. I think they should fucking force him to come back in January. Yeah, right. Fucking... It was roof... I want us to be more ruthless and stuff like that. I really didn't like his comments. And I also hate how much we let him go for as well, to be honest with you. Basically getting our money back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's another one, though, that's unprofessional, right, for him to do that. I get it. He didn't want to come to the Championship, but the way he handled himself was very badly. Very bad, but... And I think these days, the players just get even more power than they did in the past. You can't really keep them ransom. So what do you do? It's a tough one. Because,
I
the
can't-
thing is that, sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say right now, I don't know if you're following the Champions League, but Real Madrid, I mean, they're like the biggest club in the world, and they've got that problem where their players are out of control. And they've got one of the best up-and-coming managers around in Xabi Alonso. And they refuse to play his system, and he's got to play some, stupid alternative to what he really wants to play just to accommodate a lot of their players who don't want to do tracking back. Yeah, Nelson's been very good in this game, his passing especially. And, it's not a surprise that's one thing that does annoy me about Marty is he hasn't given certain players a longer run in the team. He's one that will thrive, I'm sure, in it. Just needs games under his belt. Luke Thomas wins a corner. So far, look, we've been good. I think
good.
What are the possession stats? We might be ahead on it.
Oh, a lot more passes and play been string together, actually, that we've seen.
57% possession so far, yeah. They haven't had a single shot on our goal yet.
I think one to look out for is how much Ricky P is actually doing on and off the ball, particularly in terms of his positioning. Keep an eye on that because he's been joining in the attack as well.
Oh, Skip, mate. You should have believed in yourself. Locks will be loving the prawn sarn. He's watching this at the King Power. He probably will be. Harder than ever, mate. Go on Reddit and find that goal. You've missed an absolute super goal from Bobby Reid. Yeah, that's more from what I expect from Ollie Skip.
Okay, both our front three are pressing a lot more than normal as well.
Yeah, but if you see, they're still not pressing too high up. I mean, this should be a game where, that's the thing. We just let them, Wings is like when you found the green triangle, but it's just an empty wrapper. Yeah, or worse than that, there's a little poop in there or something. A nice one. Cheers, Frankie, for putting the goal in the chat. If you're not part of the Blue Tinted Glasses WhatsApp group, you can join that. It's mostly middle-aged men ranting against one another about Leicester, but that's who we are.
Fuck. I thought that was very close to being a
That's good, though. Look at that. Fatawu's got back quickly. No, win a free kick, though.
Tactical foul.
Fatawu's had a bit of his own medicine there when he's tried to. Philippines giving them a step over. Right, Leif Davis on the free kick. Opportunity for Ipswich here. Hopefully, nothing comes from it.
Steve was saying he wanted Five Guys. I fucking love Five Guys. We don't have that anymore.
It's all right, but I think it's overrated. Five Guys. It's very greasy.
It tastes way better than it looks, in my opinion. And
yeah, I give you that. I'll give you that.
If you looked at the picture of it, you'd be like, bro, what? That's like a lunch bar burger.
You see how good that delivery was from Leif Davis? Luckily, they've headed that over. He's got such a deadly left foot. Yeah, Five Guys expensive too.
It is fucking expensive. I had it a couple of times when I was in Canada. Yeah, they get you of all those chips they put in the bag. It's just like, oh yeah, what good value.
Yeah, O'Shea will feel he should have done better there. Yeah, Leif Davis is what we wish Luke Thomas was. Luke Thomas. Oh, was it offside? Was it? No. Maybe I'm a bit unfair then. Luke loves the Hungry Jacks.
Hungry Jacks, baby.
Get it forward. Oh, nice take, Abdul. Very good. Oh, lovely. Oh, Jordan James is looking better today than he was. Almost found his target there.
Go on, fold him, Thomas. Brexit ball.
That was good pressing from the team to win the ball back. Picking the opportunities to hunt in packs. Hungry Jack is Burger King.
Yes.
Is it? It is, okay.
Yes, yeah. HJ's.
That sounds like hand jobs, but maybe that's why you like him so much.
Yeah. I just seen that comment there. I always need look like five guys.
Will JJ last all game today? I don't see it.
No, neither Bobby Dakova Reid either. I see
have to
someone
sub
coming on
both,
for
I
him.
imagine.
And unfortunately, I could see IU playing out the full 90 minutes.
Nice.
Move ref, you bot.
I would say for all the bigging up we gave of Ipswich, they've been very disappointing. I've seen that comment hard to never.
I've just seen that too. Yeah, be interested to see if we can see the camera pan to Antonio if he's sitting in the crowd today.
Was he not in the training video? I heard. I'm not sure about that. He might have been.
Was he? Okay, I'll have to watch
He could
that.
have been. Yeah, he could have been. Oof. Oh, fair enough. Fatawu, man. Fatawu and Philogene. That's one to watch out for. Interesting duel there.
Remember Johnny Evans, the scumbag, would fucking go missing every single time we needed him in the Premier League in the relegation season. And then any time the island had any international duty, he all of a sudden miraculously would be okay and ready to play. And then when it came to renewing his contract and saying he wants to get us back up, we had a contract apparently penned on the table for him, and instead he decided to go and train for free abroad in America of United, Manchester United. What an absolute scumbag of a captain he was, the fucking bastard.
Yeah, the thing is, we kind of knew that going in, though, because that's why he fell out of West Brom as well. He was always a bit of a questionable in that regard. I don't know. I mean, he did have a poor last season, but to be fair, we paid £3.5 million for Johnny Evans. That was a good signing, in my opinion. Yeah, he was bad at the end, but I think there were others that were bigger culprits. And to be honest with you, most of the time, people were desperate for him to come back in the team. That says something more about the rest of your defenders than it does, I mean, do you remember that 2019 season when he had him and Soyuncu? They looked like one of the best centre half pairings in the Premier League at one point. Amazing. Yeah, won us the FA Cup, exactly. No, leave Davis totally free. Can he get his cross in? Oh, got away with that a little bit. That was the first time. You see that even Kipre, their centre half, was in the box there. Yeah, I heard about that. Johnny Evans leaving Man United, the loan manager. Probably, as Luke is saying, he probably couldn't be bothered to turn up for work. See, that was good from Yannick there, actually. I was going to say, no doubt. Now, though, Luke, we are starting to fall a little bit into the trap that we did in the second half against Bristol City, where it's wave after wave of the pressure, and it's like, where is our out ball? So that for me is the thing that I want to see the most, because I was so disappointed in that in midweek. See, there at least we tried to play the 1-2 with Jordan Ayew. He's got fouls, so that's half decent. But yeah, we were just guilty of just punting it all the time. It was really poor. Nice idea, but didn't come off there from Fatawu. That is true. Evans did go off, didn't he, in that final? I think he went off about half an hour, didn't he? And then we made the sub.
Yep.
And Fofana came on, did he not? Yeah.
Most serious I've ever seen Marty look.
Oh, maybe he's been told your best win under the home crowd. I mean, to be fair though, it would be a huge win if you beat Ipswich.
Yes.
The thing I'll say as well, though, is that you see today, and you still just make you think, why have we struggled in the division so bad? It's like when we played Coventry, they were decent, but they did not play like a team that's like 13 points better than us, you know? It's not like, you know, last year when we were in the Premier League, there were some teams that we played, like that Brentford game. Do you remember it? It was so depressing. You're just like, these guys are better us in every single possible department. It's just no fun whatsoever, right? They got better wingers, better striker, better midfielders, better defenders, better goalkeeper. They're more enthusiastic about winning. But this time round, there isn't a single team where they turn up and you think, oh my God, these are like way too good for us.
No. I think actually the worst we looked last season, left field. I actually think the most we got pulled apart and turned inside and out was actually against Fulham. I thought we looked absolutely awful in that game everywhere on the pitch.
Which one? Because we look bad in both.
The second time. They just.
Right, yeah.
That's when I really got a lot of respect for Marco Silva. I thought he was a really good manager.
I'm actually a bit surprised he's still at Fulham, to be honest.
Yeah,
because
so am I.
You'd have thought that because they didn't really invest in the team, that he might fancy his chances somewhere else.
In my opinion, I thought
Fatawu he was again, man. He's getting caught out a little bit by Jaden Philogene here, who, to be fair, is a good player, but
he's a little rattled. I think last season, of the managers that I thought were going to go on and have like a bigger move, I didn't think it was actually going to be Iriola. I thought it was going to be Silva, to be honest. Yeah, but I was wrong.
Yeah, Everton away was one of the worst performances. That's true, but that was because it was over after 5 minutes.
Yes, that and Wolves.
So it's hard to say. You know, that was a case of we were bad rather than they were
good. Block skip.
Yeah, Arsenal obviously were really good, but I mean, you know, they spent £1 billion on their team.
Yeah, they got Calafiori on the bench. It was a fucking machine.
Exactly. Yeah, see, it's starting to look too frantic now. He's really got to do something here, Marty. We're only halfway in still 15 minutes of the first half. Yeah, Wolves at home was another one. But again, was that... Oh, took no chances there, Ben Nelson. Bit of lack of communication because Stolarczyk had it.
Yes.
Bigger talk of it. Yeah, look, we can't get out. Just see that. The ball just goes up, then we lose it. It's just... it's not looking good, man.
Brilliant ball. Who was that? Yeah,
that's it. Give me a bit cuter on the ball. Another DD now against Clark. It's beating him.
Yep.
No, it's goal kicks Ipswich.
Clark did well there, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Deadwood players to go at the end of the season. Will that mean they get off the merry-go-round, though? We'll wait and see.
To be honest with you, though, like at the end of the season, we have to have a conversation. The ever-growing list of players going on freeze getting even bigger at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Ricky P's the only one that
maybe that's when a new technical director will actually sort our shit out, because it has been very poor.
Go on.
I honestly go on. That was a good ball from Skip. Go on, John James.
Fuck.
No, I think he's going to book him for. Oh no, booked outside the box, or is that a penalty? I can't tell.
No, he's played advantage and he's no advantage.
Okay.
Let's see this.
That was
beautifully weighted pass.
Skip. Yeah, that was
okay.
You know what? Fair play to Jordan James for not going down right away as well, because that is a horrible challenge. And then he's gone down. It's a bit unfortunate he buckled thereafter, but okay.
Just saying this now. First half an hour, this ref's been pretty on point, to be honest with you.
He has. It's probably been one of the better performances. I don't think I've seen that at all so far this season, where they've actually made a sensible play the advantage decision there. So good on you, ref.
Yes. You got to give credit sometimes, because all we do is slate them. We never sit there and say, "Oh, ref had a good game."
Oliver Skip
Mate.
and Jordan James, eh? It's the new partnership. He's going to shoot here for Fatawu 100%.
Of course he is. It's going skying over the bar. It's going in.
Lord Skippington.
Go on for toe. We believe in you, brother.
Oh, did that come off the upright? Wow. Well, keeper made a save. Okay, we got in target. Fair play to you. Walton there with the save, it looks like. Yeah, great effort. It's gone for the inside there rather than the outside. Yeah. Trying to give the keeper the eyes. In the end, that's a pretty comfortable save in my opinion, but it still hit it with power. Decent height for the keeper though, as they would say. No, luckily Ricky's there to pick up the pieces. Okay, this is a bit better. We're not just completely losing the ball. Like I say, that's been the biggest problem the last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all on board with this, playing more of the mid block to hit them on the counter, but you can't just be wave after wave of the pressure from the other team. Oh, nice ball there. I'm not. Oof, good idea. Go on, Jordan James.
Yes. Fucking turtle.
Decent, Ricky P. Oh, we've perked up the last few minutes. You've got to say, after Fatawu here.
Pen.
That's never a pen. That was never a pen.
Put your blue tinted glasses on.
Nah, I was gonna. You can see it. You can see it a mile away that he overrun it. Do you know what? I actually think he's a bit lucky not to get a book there, but
no,
he's
illegal.
just run into him. The idea was good, but he's overpassed him. Yeah, look, I give you as imagine trying to play a through ball to Ayu and expecting he'll be fast enough to get to it. What happened there is whoever played the through ball to him, I swear they got to their own through ball before John Ayu did.
Yeah, Ayu could have gotten the end of that a bit sooner. That's another reason again. We don't need another slow striker.
Yeah.
And then if Daka gets on the end of it, it gets fucking sent all the way to Derby.
Wow, that's why it could be Michail Antonio there in the future. Because I mean, you got to say that obviously it's disappointing that Carranza's been such a bust.
He's definitely gone back, yeah.
Yeah, Tower says we need to get more out of this considering it's our good half. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, my comment aged like milk midweek when I thought, oh, we've definitely got this one in the bag. We didn't. And Ipswich are a very good team. But that said, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed so far with what I've seen. I didn't think we'd be anything like as good as what I've seen so far. Oh, Philogene on a ball. Still, that's brilliant. Ben Nelson, well closed down. Oh, has that gone out for a goal kick as well? If so, that's even better. Lovely. Yeah, Ben Nelson's mobility and his frame is makes a huge difference at the back there.
He looks composed as well, Nelson.
Yeah.
Looks comfortable.
He's growing in confidence. That's what it is. Look. Oh, it's Yannick actually. Oh, decent.
Turtle, what the fuck was that?
Oh, he's won it back though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Go on. Go on, play Fatawu through.
Oh, fucking long, man.
He's so frustrating, isn't he? That's twice in the moment there. He could have done something really good either time. Oh, brilliant, Jordan James. He's helping out his mate Ricky P.
Stop, have a look around. Yeah, it's
a lot
beautiful.
of good performers this day, got to say.
Thomas is an acres of space there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The game hasn't really been played down his side at all so far, which surprises me. You'd have thought they might try and attack that. I suppose that is the Ipswich way, though, isn't it? That it's Leif Davis is the overlap. That's their way of attacking.
Uncle, yeah, I want him off. He's the only player on that pitch that's pissed me off this half. So
Jordan backwards, are you? Yeah, I use the player that's been our worst player so far, I would say.
There's just so many instances where, like, you see a beautifully, like, weighted ball get, like, delivered to be put in front of him to run onto, and he basically, like, nearly 80% of the time loses the 50-50 with his man that marks him. And
Yeah.
it just breaks down any, you know what I mean? Like,
would Antonio be better? I mean, that's a good question because he's not really known for being a kind of false nine type position. Oh, what a save. That probably should have been 1-1. Ipswich got down the left, cut it back in. Who was that? One of their central midfielders. Yeah, that was.
Locks is there screaming about him not controlling the ball properly at the King Power. Fair play, though.
He
He saved it.
with his right foot. And is that Jack Clark? Man, that is a gilt-edged opportunity. To be honest, if he puts that anywhere other than that at the keeper, he probably scores. That's the let-off warning. Villagine again causing chaos down that side. Dealt with it this time, though. That just shows you that you don't concentrate for a second. Oh, sorry, it's Marcelino Nunez. Okay. He got a bit lucky with that cutback, I will say, the chop back, but a good pass into the box. Yeah, I mean, look, Antonio's a risk, but you see the strikers that we got at the moment, you can understand why we're looking at one. What I would say is, I think everyone would probably agree with this, that Antonio at his peak, you'd take all day, every day, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, more and more play in our end. Get used to it though, Reid. That was, I think, always going to be the case on a day like today. We've still got the lead.
Go on, JJ.
Nice, go on.
Fucking turtle.
No, he's still got it. Now, can he make something happen from it? Switch it. All
right, you're forgiven for a little bit.
I mean, that was pretty decent, to be honest. But we still need to work on that aspect of the game there, right? That's the thing, is that we need to make those raiding opportunities.
Someone needed to box crash there. Yeah, watch this. No one.
He was held up on the side there, but that's the thing. If you got a faster player, he can beat the defenders there, right, and get the cross in first time.
Yes.
Fatawu on the ball. Nice. Oh, let's get it in just about, Ricky B.
That's the City ball. I hate to admit it, but I like this kit from Ipswich.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I reckon the blue and the red, it looks sick. Looks like Halo.
That is quite nice. I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's half decent.
Oh, he just fucking broke his hip going down to the ground there. Check his birth certificate.
He's been okay last few minutes, though, you'd have to say. Go on, Fatawu.
We've got 270 people watching on YouTube right now, guys. If you're on Twitter, please come across to YouTube. It really helps out massively the algorithm. If not, that's fine, but it would mean a lot to us if you did. And if you haven't already, we've got 40 likes, guys. I can't fucking stand people before I started doing YouTube Zone. Can you please smash a like and subscribe? But honestly, if you're here and you're digesting our content and you like us, please, it takes 2 seconds. Just click that button. It gets us in the algorithm. It gets some money in old mate Lox's pocket. If you enjoy our content and you want to see me rage, you want to see Neil's brilliant analysis, just help us out, please. Press that button. It would mean the world to us. I would genuinely appreciate it. Get in that Christmas spirit. Press the fucking button. It's not that hard.
Is our midfield holding firm? They've been okay, I would say, but actually, I'm looking at the possession stats. It's still pretty 50-50. I would say, to be fair to them, I can think of some good passes that both Jordan James and Ollie Skip have put in. Key passes that could have led to goals.
Ethan's mum is in. 100 to Ethan's mum. Good to see you.
Cheers, guys, for liking the stream.
Appreciate it a lot.
Someone goes, I clicked like before I got ripped a new arse. Exactly. Don't mess with Luke. Bobby Reid. Okay. Go on, Abdul. Nice. Here we go. That's what we want to see. Oh, he's gone for the...
No way!
Ah! Ah! He came off! Okay, oh my God, get on the chat right now. You have just seen one of the best Leicester City goals in years. Abdul Fatawu scored from 65 yards out. Unbelievable. He's been... the team cannot believe it. You have to see this. That was
I missed him kick it. I went to go to see the comment and I just saw the ball just
He's scored that a few... He has tried that a few times. He's even scored a goal like that before for Ghana. But he's done it. On the keeper, the Ipswich's keeper. I want to take a picture of that. This is unbelievable. He wins the ball. Philogene beats two men. Sits it right away. Beckham. You know what? I thought he'd missed, but it's spun in. That is worth, guys. That is unbelievable. That is anyone who thought that his price had gone down.
I'm counting my chickens early, Neil. I'm getting the beer.
Lox is so lucky to have seen that live, man. That picture of Kieran McKenna. Luke has gone quiet because I believe he just went to the toilet to just bust one out.
Didn't.
He was, yeah.
I had to crack a beer after that.
You cracked something else up there, and I don't blame you. What a goal! That's what you live for. That is. Do you know what? It's not just a strike that Luke. If you look at that goal again, he actually won the ball back, beat Philogene, who's actually been giving him the, you know. We're nearly 4 minutes behind, apparently. All right, there you go.
Go on, Bobby. Don't you ever read? No way.
He's going to try it again. He's going to try it. That goal crashed Luke.
I had to get a ginger beer. I told myself if we go 2-0 up before the game, I'm going to crack a beer as a...
Frankie, thank you so much. I've got to get that right now. That is, I'll download it. Oh my God, that is going to be... All right, let's just see the half out now, lads.
I can get another goal if this is a good 45 minutes.
Philogene's gone for it. No, not a Fatawu, mate. Yeah, that's goal of the season. I can't think of a Leicester goal even in a long time that's as good as that. Like I say, just having a pot shot from halfway line, that is good in itself, right? Joey Goodjohnson did that. But it's the fact that he beat the men and, I mean, he's done his defensive duty. And then, you know, just the quick thinking. He just knew immediately to go for it. Unbelievable. Look at this again. It beats him. No, oh my God, he actually nuts. He nuts Nunez there as well. And the reaction there's... oh my God.
Let's better have a vlog video for that.
We better win this game now because that is you'd be so upset, wouldn't you, if you didn't win a game after scoring a goal that well. Abdul Fatawu, man. What? I mean, not even Riyad Mahrez scored a goal like that. That's something very, very special. I just messaged the guys at the game and just said, I'm so jealous you got to see that live. That is
brilliant.
unbelievable.
This is what we live for.
Yeah.
As fans, seeing stuff like that. Go on. Brilliant.
James. Well, I thought he was going to go for the halfway line shot himself there. Could you imagine? There is a guy once, a Real Sociedad, he scored 2 halfway line shots in one game. It was unbelievable.
I've got a great question for you at halftime, by the way.
Say that again, sorry?
I've got a good question for you at halftime. I'm looking forward to asking you.
What's that? Oh, God, we'll wait till halftime. Tactical analysis on that Fatawu goal is just a 1 in a billion, isn't it? Yeah, Bobby thought he had goal of the game and he got outstaged. That's a bit unlucky, but I think if you're a player and you see something like that, even if you're on the other team, sometimes you just must be like, fucking hell, fair play, you know? Like, I don't know about you, Luke, but even when I play against another team, if someone scores just like an absolute worldie, I'm not even mad. You know that?
Yeah, you got to take
even if it's one of those that you end up losing the game because of it or whatever. If it's like an absolutely, like, you know, just ridiculous goal, I'm a lover, not a hater. Even though I'll quite happily red card that person afterwards. Yeah, what was the XG on that? I'll find that for you.
About maybe a couple of months ago, I just played like one of those games we just played like a man possessed, and I scored a goal from the halfway line, just from kickoff in five-a-side, and the goalkeeper came straight out. And the goalkeeper came straight out and just like hugged me, and it was just like, mate, that was amazing. It was like a cool moment, actually. The goalkeeper even fucking gave us credit. Maybe he's a bit of a simp. And then later in the game,
I respect that. I respect that.
Respect that too.
Well, 2-0 up against Ipswich. Who saw that coming? I don't think a single person in chat did. And we have been treated to 2 unbelievable goals, one of which is going to go down in memory for a very long time. Abdul Fatawu wins the ball back from Jaden Philogene, nutmegs, who is their number 14, nutmegs Jack Taylor, hits the ball from fully, I mean, that's at least 50 yards. It could well be 60, maybe even further than that. And it goes in from the halfway line. Unbelievable. And that's after Bobby Reid had given the Leicester the lead early on in the game with a delightful finish. It was about 35 yards out as well, was it not? Crazy. Who needs shots in the box, Luke? Talk to me. What do you make of that half?
Okay, so I just wanted to quickly, I was just pulling up the stats because I knew you were going to ask me that. So we've had, how much possession we've had? Okay, we've had 53% possession. It's been basically even, a little bit more in favor of us, but we have not played a suicidal high line. The question I was going to come to you with is this. One player that I think that we're not talking about enough, that he's not the hottest player on the pitch, but I think he's actually quite integral for that half, is Ricardo Pereira. I think his positioning was excellent on and off the ball. He wasn't exploited by joining in the attack. He joined in the half space and attack quite a lot of times, and he was covered for. He was able to get back in time. I think Ricardo Pereira is having a good game. He's not having an outstanding game, but I think his positioning's been brilliant, and I think it's been good to see. What do you think?
He has been good, to be fair. I mean, it's hard to think of anyone who's really had a bad game. Even Jordan Ayew, I don't think it's been that awful. He could obviously slow down the attacks. Someone just asked me before, what was the XG for Abdul's goal? Here you go, I've brought it up. 0.07. Just look at that from a shot map. Look how ridiculous that even looks. And that's the goal in the 43rd minute. Outcome goal. Unbelievable. That is absolutely ridiculous. And it's hilarious. Someone's just jokingly put it here. Fatawu needs to come off. He's done nothing. That's what we've been giving him pelters for, yeah. Ryan, you're right. Can't believe it. Love the keeper. 55 yards from goal. Unbelievable. Yeah, not able to win a game without worldies is maybe true, but, you know, that is... I know we'll talk about the half just before you disappear for a drink, Luke. Go on, talk to me then overall. Because, you know, the thing I would say is that, like, yeah, we've definitely scored 2 world-class goals, but they had one chance, which they probably should have scored, but even that was a bit fortuitous, right? Like, they didn't intend to cut back their Marcelinho Nunez. I think we've contained them pretty well, to be honest with you. What do you think? Yeah,
so if we're going to start from defence, Luke Thomas hasn't had too much of a lot to do because we've been down the right hand. A lot of the players been down the right-hand side of the pitch, which is understandable. We've seen it a lot this season, depending on Fatawu and building an attack through there. But we haven't seen the suicidal high line, so we haven't seen Yannick Vestergaard get exploited. We've seen at least 2 or 3 nice line-breaking passes for him today. Brilliant. Yeah. And then to his partner next to him, Ben Nelson, very composed, decent on the ball, in the right place at the right time. A few decent clearing headers. Maybe one moment where him and Stolarczyk probably should have communicated better when he dished the ball out. But look, didn't put us in any danger. Our defense looks much more resolute in that first 45 minutes. And then building from that, Ricardo Perez, we already just covered. I think across the board, other than maybe moments for I think as a team, we look good. We pressed together. Our front three were pressing the opposition up at top. I thought it was a good first half, mate, to be honest with you. Really happy with that.
Yeah, I would say so. I was just going to bring this up, actually. Let me just see if I can get this quickly. I can show you what the stats are. I mean, the stats is funny because if you look at like the... here we go. Just bring this up. Yeah. So this is what the stats were. In terms of XG, ours is pretty small, right? 2-0 off a 0.34. So we really did rely upon worldies. But, and then you can see Ipswich had 2 big chances to our 0. But what I think you've got to say is that, game state is everything. And at the end of the day, we got that goal ahead. And then I think from that point on, there was definitely some chances from Ipswich. But again, I didn't feel too bad. So I think we've been all right, to be honest with you. But here's a big question. Everyone's saying it in chat. Do you think we're going to be able to sustain this for the second half?
That's a good question. So what, like 20, 30 minutes into that first half, we were saying to each other, okay, Ipswich is starting to come onto us now. And we were starting to sit back a little bit and we weren't able to get the ball back. And then the last 10 minutes of that game, we flipped it back on them. So to be honest with you, if you're a neutral and you're watching that game, that was a good first half of football. Can we sustain the next 45 minutes? That is obviously a massive asterisk. We're saying this nearly every game now. We looked good that first half. In the second half, we just concede early and capitulate and have to hold on for a draw. I would love to see us go for the jugular in the first 10 minutes. Let's really fucking go for it. What are your thoughts?
Do you think he's going to do that? I'm not sure. Is it generally up Lucas? He's a number one Marty hates. I mean, to be fair, I think you've proven that probably right. I think he's lucky to still be in a job. It's pretty poor how bad we are with this squad. All our goals are awesome worldies. Marty is skating by. But let me ask you though, Lucas, given like where the team is, I mean, you surely still got to be happy with that half, right? I mean, like I said, I don't think Ipswich have really, for the amount of money Ipswich have spent, I think they've been pretty underwhelming at best, to be honest with you. That's my opinion, right? And you could say, oh, they're missing their most expensive player, but we're missing like Aaron Ramsey and stuff like that. But I think, all right, that's fair enough. I'm convinced we'd rinse the league with a different manager. I don't know about rinse, but I'll be honest, I was expecting us to be about top 4 by now. So I am somewhat in your corner. What do you think about that, Luke?
Yeah, I agree. I do think that we should be doing a lot better at the list that we've got. I wouldn't say rinsing of a different manager. I definitely agree with that. And I do say, look, yeah, okay, fair enough. The Fatawu goal is a 1 in a million fucking worldie. Bobby Reid's goal was brilliant, but the lead up to Bobby Reid's goal was really good. So it wasn't like we just jammed and fluked that goal. There was a build-up play that led to that moment from Reid. So I think that's actually a little harsh. And everyone knows I'm not Marty's biggest fan. So Lucas, I understand where you're coming from, but I think that's a bit harsh for the first goal. The second goal, sure.
Would we top of the league if only worldies counted? Probably. Yes, Ryan, I was there at this game. This is exactly what I was going to talk about. I was there for Joey Goodjohnson's lob. And it's funny, I was there with my mate, and my mate was looking at his phone at the time. I was like, you chose the worst possible time to ever look at your phone, you idiot. That's why you should never be looking at those better sites. Leif Davis is the Luke Thomas ripoff. Was in that half, you got to say. Would we be top of the league if we only counted worldies? We probably would be. I don't think surely no other teams have scored so many there. Of the 2 goals he scored, we cannot throw away will be the ultimate downer. I agree with you, but we've got previous for this. I mean, I will say, though, the thing is that the way that Ipswich play is that they will swarm you and they'll got a lot of players in the box. So the thing is, if we're under heavy pressure, because I have to say, to be fair to them, midweek, I think the way that Bristol City played was, I had a lot of respect for them, right? They properly went for it. They really turned up the gas and they caused a lot of trouble. So we'll have to see if that's going to be an issue. Do you mind just looking after this for a few seconds, Luke, while I just disappear?
Go for it, brother.
Yeah, sorry, just read the chat or anything like that. I'll be quick.
Neil's going to go jerk off to that video of Fatawu. All right, guys, in the comments. In the comments, tell me what you think. Do you think we're going to capitulate the second half? Are you feeling a little bit more confident? Are we taking a step in the right direction? let's get into some of these comments. First of all, I just want to say a big shout out to Brigham, my cousin down in New Zealand. I haven't seen you in a minute, mate. I hope you're well. Lucas, you say you're convinced that we'd rinse this league with a different manager. Give me a suggestion of which manager you think. Is it Carlos Corberán? Who do you think we would have rinsed the league with and why? Let us know. It's sadly written for our McAteer dagger. Ryan, it is 100%, even a Schmodix potentially as well, but definitely would be the Leicester City way to lose a goal to one of our ex-players. But you know what? I would be happy I wouldn't be happy actually, but I don't think he would celebrate McAteer if he scored. I do want him to do well, just not against us. Thank you, good sir. Good to see you back. His first goal locked in, maybe. I don't feel confident at all, Frankie says, the way of the second half last couple of games. Frankie, I'm with you, mate. I rinsed Ryan for it, unfortunately, last week and said, be more positive. We played really well, and look what happened. So Danny Roll, definitely a good shout. He's not having the greatest. It's not bad at Rangers, but I would have liked to see Danny Roll. If we don't concede in the 46th minute, we've won. My manager, my nan, says banana. Absolutely dreading the second half after Marty has his halftime discouraging chat with him. Anil, do you think it's down to tactics from Marty that we capitulate? Do you fully blame Marty leading into that second half for like what we're seeing these poor performances, or do you think it's a little bit the players getting too comfortable? Bit of column A, column B. Love to be a fly on the wall for that change.
Controversially, I actually think it's more on Marty. I think, look, when your team concedes 1 minute after coming out, that can happen to any team, right? Like, what if they scored a world-class goal? In our case, it wasn't, but it could happen, right? But I think like I said, even in that half, I still think if you'd been a bit critical, you'd say we're still not that good on the out ball, right? Like, how would you turn their pressure into either giving us like 5 minutes to catch our breaths and just pass the ball around, or creating like a counter-attacking opportunity? It's a fair comment, right? Sorry, we're not a fit team. Can see us tiring after 60 minutes and conceding again. That's partly true. There's a few kind of things there. So that's my opinion. But what do you make of it? I mean, like I say, I think from what I feel the manager needs to work on is with the whole team is how can you stop that from happening? Like, because if we were pushed up, we'd have more possession and control the game, right? So we don't need to do that the whole time, but yeah, if we end up with 24% possession again in a half, we'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, are we sitting back and inviting pressure, or is it just? Yeah, you're right to point that out. It is on Marty to a certain extent. I do think a little bit of the players as well. I really want to see. I don't see any changes in this next second half. Do you? I don't.
No, not from the beginning. Definitely not.
No,
I think he will
no
make
way.
changes around 60, though. I would have thought.
I think. Do you think I can see Hamza maybe coming on for Ricky P towards the end of the match, but again, it all depends on how the state of the play goes. Ayu, who are you replacing Ayu with? He's probably going to be the first player in it. Dakar.
Yeah, but I'm sure he'll make that around 60. I think, to be fair, Jordan Ayu has got stuck in a few times and won the physical battle to kind of give the that's what he's probably there for. I don't think Dakar is necessarily weak, though, in terms of what he does, to be fair. We'd love to see Jake Evans come on. You know what? Me too. I think it's kind of criminal that he hasn't come on so far, to be honest with you. But I'd imagine Silko Thomas will come on first, and maybe the two of it. Steve, I need more liquid after that splooging. Tell me how you felt about seeing that. That was incredible goal. Not just the finish, but did you see he actually nutmegged Jack Taylor before he even scored that? Crazy. Ayu brought his reading glasses today. They're just showing the goal back now. It's crazy. It's pretty hilarious. Yeah, just watching. I'll go through. What are our thoughts on the West Ham striker training with us? Let's see what he can do. Maybe we can need it. Steve kicked the post in front of me. What a finish. Must have loved this. What are we watching this on? Fox's Hub is what we're watching this on. If you're based abroad. Could be the perfect game for Evans. We'll see. Fox's Hub right now are just playing both the goals back. Bobby Reid's goal, by the way, is also quality. I know a few of you said the keeper should be saving it. I think you're being harsh. That's a good finish, I think. Yeah, Ipswich honking. I am surprised they did have that shot straight at Stolarczyk. They didn't. He made a good save. Stolarczyk man of the match after Abdul's just scored the goal like that. Fair enough. The difference in how we're playing is we're a stronger structure out of possession now, shutting Ipswich down, looking at the statistics. Yes, Rory, totally agree. So we're in that kind of more of a mid-block. We're much more compact. You have vibes of the 15-16 season. Yannick Vestergaard is never getting caught out on the high line as a result. There's always players around to, even if we miss the first challenge, there's like 2 or 3 people around to win the ball back, which is good. The downside is, though, is that we don't create that much either. Like, I mean, if you look at it, our XG is actually less than Ipswich's in that half, believe it or not. We've just scored 2 world-class goals. But, you know, it's all about game state. And you could say if we hadn't scored, maybe we'd have turned it up. I doubt that somehow, but you could have done something like that. The Norwich win was beautiful today. Rattled the league again. Yeah, absolutely. Let's try and get through the first bloody minute. Absolutely. I'd love the content. Just subscribe. Just listen to you while you're delivering. So keep the commentary coming. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Sorry if we sounded orgasmic after Abdul's goal, but if you haven't seen it, when you do, you'll understand where we're coming from. Coming probably been the word there. Does Marty hang on to his job if the Foxes win? I think he would probably hold on to his job regardless, to be honest. I think definitely when we were 3-0 down against Sheffield United, he looked sacked. But I genuinely think those 2 goals that we got back in that half have probably saved his bacon.
Yeah, I think this is it's a real shame as well, because if we would have hypothetically would win this game and we had got a result against Bristol, all of a sudden things are looking massively different.
Yeah, absolutely. But luckily we did. So
oh yeah, I love the content. Just how many? All right, here we go. Players are back on the pitch, guys.
Yeah. They're showing the goals again. They're obviously rinsing them absolutely.
Mate.
Can't bring myself to hope we're going to be decent for another 45 minutes. We just need to be better than them, I suppose. That's all we got to do. Yeah, Manchester City that first half only just started. Amazing goal. Make sure go over the top when we score. Absolutely. If I were Marty, I wouldn't blow 2-0 leads in a week if I wanted to keep my job. That's a fair point. Oh, no, you missed both goals. Well, get in the WhatsApp group where you can check Reddit or sites like that. You got to see the goals back again. They're unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Marty has told them, though, just don't fucking concede after 1 minute again. Lucas, I've actually said that I would understand if Marty got the sack, but, you know, I'm not the person who makes the decisions at the club. I think, to be fair, there's decisions that are a lot bigger than the manager at Leicester at the moment. But I have said for a while now that I do think he's underperforming with what he's been given.
Yes.
I expected much more from him too. That should maybe have been 3-0 for Fatawu with a brilliant cross into Fatawu. I think he was offside, Mavadidi.
Oh, okay.
Their keeper looks honking, man.
Yeah, he does. He also looks like a trench coat flasher. Pure creepy looking bastard.
Lucas, as per your point, I do agree with you that to say there's no obvious upgrade is a bit stupid. There's plenty of good people out there. I mean, to be fair, there was 2 people offside there, both Bobby Reid and Steffi Mavadidi.
Yes.
We have survived the minute, but Ipswich are on the attack now.
Okay, let's watch Ricky here.
It's gone out for an Ipswich corner. Zach, try something called Fawa News. FAWA News. That sometimes has it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. It's a news site, isn't it? Ipswich corner, in it comes.
Probably gets spammed as well. We're using Fox's Hub.
Yeah.
I pay 50 Aussie dollars a month for it.
Truly doing God's work.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I think it'll be the interesting thing is that Ipswich on the attack. They've pushed up really high. Can we get an out ball? Luke Thomas wins the ball back. What's he going to do with it? smash it long and give it away. Yeah, that's the problem. Where's the outball? Well, no, that's exactly what. Look, to be fair, the position that he was in, it would be hard to keep the ball stick, right? You can't. Even the best teams aren't going to get out every time. Like, this is better. It's gone to Jordan James. See, that I don't like. See, he's gone direct right away to find Jordan Ayew. I would have preferred it there if we maybe. See, if it was me coaching, you know, I'd have a bit of variation. Occasionally, you've got to know when to just hold it a little bit and give your team a rest.
Yes. And if you are going to do that, giving it to a Turtle 1-on-3 is probably not going to be that advantageous.
Yeah. We've talked about Michail Antonio a few times, but Luke is actually against it. I'm personally, I think I would take him for 6 months, to be honest. I do understand all the people that say it's bad business and everything, but I just think we've struggled with striker all season.
I was going to say to you earlier, Neil, I know it's kind of relevant now, but I kept forgetting to mention it. Is it weird of me to say that the closest thing we've seen to a 90-minute performance is in a goalless game against Coventry? Am I a twat for saying that?
Do you know what? I'd actually agree with you, because people say the Birmingham game, but I think the Birmingham game, people get too fixated on the result. I think we were okay in that game, but it was a very boring game. There's been no halftime changes from either team, by the way, there, Keith.
Okay.
I know what you mean. Against Coventry, to be honest, we were probably pretty good throughout the whole game, and
yes,
we should have won it really if that Mavadidi chance. But bad pass there from Abdul Fatawu, but we win it back. Jordan James, Bobby Reid. Okay, this is better so far in the second. See, this is what I want to see more of, Luke. So just keep the ball for a little bit, right? Don't just always let Ipswich have it. Make them come to us a little bit more.
Yes, yeah. Everyone in these is looking composed. They're looking for their best option. Sometimes you see the quick pass, and sometimes it goes awry. But no, this is a lot better.
That was nice. Skip again, man. He's definitely turned his career around. Happy for him.
Yeah, I am too.
Yannick. That's the Ollie skip. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, now make them chase us. If we do this, this is what I just didn't get why we didn't do this against Bristol.
Yes.
Because we've got the players to do it as well. Like, literally, Enzo's taught the team how to play out from the back. Most of those players are still here.
Go on, Nelson.
That was nice from Nelson. Yannick on the ball. Yeah, okay, now you can go for the ball over the top. Didn't work that time, but it's worth a try.
Go on. Is Samari injured or is he on the bench, Anil?
He's still injured.
Funky pass.
No. Riley says thinks 3-1. You know, I don't want to say. Oh.
What?
Oh, they're trying to play out from the back. They're being a bit dodgy at the moment. And Mavadidi wins it back.
Yeah, Steffi.
Yeah.
Okay. You got time.
That was a nice, wonderful back. Look at this. Attacking with 5s and 6s here. Ricardo on the ball. Got Fatawu. Ricardo's inverted into the 8 position. Fatawu trying to beat his man, but he's lost it. Oh, Ricardo's got it. Pull back. Oh,
nice 3-0.
Jordan Ayew. And you know what? We almost wasted the opportunity, but who needs Michail Antonio? Apparently Jordan Ayew will do. Well, this is unbelievable. Who had 3-0 down to Leicester?
Ragsy's eating that chili. Ragsy, you better start.
This is your 90-minute performance. What is this witchcraft? Who knew strikers were allowed to score goals? Did they finally figure that out? If they did. And Kieran McKenna, he's got to be the most overrated manager in the league, man. Like, right, I can't believe, like,
he's scribbling in his Brendan Rodgers.
That's yeah. So it's funny. I thought Fatawu had originally lost it with his little trick, but Leif Davis just falls on the floor. He wasn't barged over. Ricardo gets it, and Luke called it out. He said it was never doubt Luke. What did he say at halftime, guys? He said, I've been impressed with Ricardo, the way that he's inverted into that number 8 position. He's been making good passes, being in the right place at the right time. I'm just completely stealing your glory here, Luke, because that's exactly what happened there. He was in that Ndidi position from previously, and Do you know what, though? What I really like is that all started from Steffi Mavadidi winning the ball back. And rather than just rushing, he played it back, we recycled it, and we made an attack down the other side, and we've scored off it. That's good to see. Now, surely we can't bottle a 3-0 lead. Ipswich do look rattled. Let's fucking go. I'm giving my school that 9% Coventry fans. They can stick it up. Yes, Fatawu was great there. That's the thing, right? When you've got Leif Davis, I rate him as a player, but he is basically a left winger playing at left back, right? He's one of those type of players. He's not very good defensively. And it's like he fell over, but if you look at it there, he did not get fouled. I wouldn't even call it a physical duel. I think he just fell over, yeah.
This keeper's been awful, but if I'm keeper in that scenario, I am absolutely fucking ropeable with my defense in front of me for that last goal. I'd be absolutely raging. I've just got confirmation on my phone, by the way, that apparently after that third goal, Graham and Locks are aggressively kissing at the King Power Library right now.
I can believe it.
Go on.
They're holding hands in that picture. That's what I can say. So fair play to them. We're fully inclusive here in BTG. Got no problem with it. I've got a feeling that there's going to be a lot more kids in Leicester called Abdul in the next few years, though. That is my gut feeling.
Did you, if we can get another goal here, this is the perfect time to bring the kids on. I would love to see Evans come up top because we need him to get some confidence. Like, imagine if Evans comes on and he scores and then Daka goes away to AFCON and it's like, come on, kid, this is your fucking chance.
Yeah. Give them the run in the team, right?
Yeah.
I think Page will be the first one to come on of the youngsters.
Yeah, he will probably most likely.
I still think of the players, like seeing him in pre-season. I'm guessing Aluko will come on at some point as well. But I was going to say that in pre-season, the way that Page was playing, I was thinking, this guy, I think he should not go on loan because I can see him around Christmas time coming into the team and playing pretty good, to be honest.
So can I. And particularly Bardi Aluko, I'm still convinced from what I saw in pre-season that he's better at centre-back than he is at right or left-back. And Yannick Vestergaard, it's hard to make an argument to drop him for Bardi Aluko, but what I will say is he's not going to be here most likely next season, correct? So we want to at least see him get integrated so he's ready to potentially be that partner with Ben Nelson, providing Nelson to the next season too.
That might be a Coley, but he seems good to me at fullback position. Wolf makes me laugh. He says there's going to be a lot of kids called Turtle in the Leicester area in the next few years. Riley, mate, you're on fire. You're the one that said you thought it'd be 3-1. Where has this Leicester come from?
Yeah,
let's not
tempt
jinx
fate.
it just yet. I mean, I actually say I think we've been better in the second half than we've been in the first, to be honest. Because I mean, that goal that we scored was actually a team goal. The previous goals we scored are just like, oh, look at that from IU, brilliant. Yes,
brilliant.
Okay, this is what I want to see. Look at this now, 3-on-2. Mavadidi's through. Go on, put the ball. Jordan James, he's played it into Reid. See, that's where he needs to do a little bit more work there. That should have been slotting in Mavadidi for a 1-on-1. But this is good to see.
This is good. Pull him out of position now. Brilliant. Hang on to the ball. Sexy. Play through the lines.
Yeah.
Make me spunk. Thank you.
Well, this is what the identity of the team needs to be, in my opinion. It's like a mid-block team, but when we transition, you've got to hit teams hard on that transition. Look at that. The way that we're passing the ball around that.
That needs to be clipped. That was brilliant. That's the...
Mate, that you can see the confidence is absolutely... Oh, my God. This is...
Sexy.
Wow. This is... All right, guys. This is actually... Really, look at Yannick now. He's properly bowling up. The confidence has come back to this team. Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
This last... Okay, this whole... All right, unfortunately, it was broke. Okay, and that was just where we could get bummed. We've all overcommitted there. That whole play, though, was brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact, Anil,
yeah,
I would bank that was the most passes we've stringed together before turning it over into the whole time under the Marty reign.
All season, yeah. I think you're right. Only Jordan Ayew could do that. Yeah, Tuesday night tactics will be a fun watch. Put me under pressure, but yeah, it will be. It will be a fun one this time round. Yeah, Enzo ball sequence. Yeah, I think if you look in the Premier League as well, if you look at the teams that overperform compared to what they have in terms of resources, so Bournemouth, Palace, Brentford, in my opinion, maybe a few others, but I think that what those teams do is they don't defend too deep. They just very aggressive in the middle of the park. But when they attack, look at Semenyo for Bournemouth, right? What a player he is. You just have to hit teams hard. Yeah, Marty's definitely found his 11, let's be honest. Of course he has. He's going to be keeping that. Calm down, Neil. Can't see my TV, Broad of Chisholm. Yeah, Bobby Reid. We're going to do the match ratings at the moment. I think they'll be on blue tinted glasses at the end of the game, so join in there. I think it'll be a fun one today to see which one those are. I think I would say as well, Luke, is that even the players who haven't really been involved, like Luke Thomas and Steffi Mavididi, they've still just been very solid, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Everyone's been solid.
Yeah. Marty has found his 11 because he has 16 fit players. True, but you still got to get a tune out of them. For me, Tyler, the biggest thing I see is that I now see a blueprint for how we can have a good season. I did say that even, it didn't turn out against Bristol, but I still said that the way that we approached that game was the right way. And I still agree with that now. I think what I'm seeing now, you might say, okay, oh, hang on, we're just going to see Fatawu. Oh, burn it. Jordan Ayew. Oh, but Reid almost got a second, mate. We are all over them here. And this is the point, Luke, is that this is the first time I can say in the Marty reign where I'm seeing something I think we can play like this every week. Obviously not the world-class goals, but being compact in the middle and hitting teams on the break with our wingers and attacking midfielders, I do think that's possible. So, after today, hopefully we'll be unbeaten again for a bit. Yeah, the energy has been completely different since he sat the rat down. Winks, agreed. But I think as well, like I say, is that to be honest with you, I think Ipswich are a bit guilty of this, right? When you try and play that high line, it leaves spaces in between. Like the people worked out that kind of system of football. And this is the counteract to it, It's the first 60-minute performance of the season. I'll give you that.
60-minute performance.
The bad eggs out might be better in the long run. Well, that I think we all know. And that, to be fair, I think has always been like the idea of like getting behind the manager that like anyone's going to suffer with this bunch of drongos, right? Because even though Rude was shit, to be honest with you, I said this before, Rude did work out that Harry Winks was a rat, right? And he worked out that Yannick probably shouldn't be in the team either.
He didn't fancy Faze either too much. Ruben. Let me ask you this. So you say this is the first time that you can definitely get behind of Marty. Okay, so last week we were playing counter-attacking football for the second game consecutive in a row. Now we're playing back to more so possession-based football without the high line. Let's see the set piece.
Steppy, good free kick there. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah,
that's okay. So one, you could say, okay, fair enough. This is a pro for Marty. He can be pragmatic and he can switch it up. But would you say that is okay? So Ipswich, the quality they have, the list they have, you can make the argument that they're going to go for it when they play us. They're not going to sit back and sit deep and invite pressure onto us. Do you think that these teams are the higher end players and stuff like that, more towards the top of the table, Marty's going to favour the possession-based football? Do you purely just think it's a tactical analysis thing with depending on who we're playing, how we're going to play? What are your thoughts?
Well, to be honest with you, Luke, I'm looking at possession right now, and it's still about a fifth. Oh, wow! We should have been 4-0. Bobby Reid, he could have had a hat trick in this game. The thing is, if you look at the possession stats, Ipswich has still got 51% possession of the ball. So I think I know what you're saying. Will teams just sit back and park the bus? But not a single team has done that, I don't think, against Leicester this season. I think the Championship has changed big time. To be honest with you, that's why I've said that I think that both Southampton and Ipswich have struggled. Like, what it is, Luke, is right. You know how we always talk about the half spaces? The difference is that so many teams go man for man marking now, is that there isn't really such a thing as a half space. you just get this kind of chaotic. It's almost like playing 5-a-side or 7-a-side, where just everyone's got a man. It's like who wins the individual duel. So I don't think that should be such a problem. I think we've got the quality if it goes to that. And like I said, I think if you look at these teams that are good, not just in the Premier League, but world football right now, like look at what Gasperini did at Atalanta, for example. He's gone to Roma, and Roma, I think they were top of Serie A quite recently. And what do? They play that man-to-man marking system, very intense. They don't really play like, they have a formation, but sometimes you look at the pitch and you think, what formation is this? Like, I don't know if you saw the tactics show this week, but there was a minute against Derby where the way that Derby were defending, it looked like they were in a conga line because that's how they got stretched by the man-to-man marking.
Schmodix is on.
Yeah. Oh, he loves the goal against Leicester, doesn't he, Sammy Schmodix?
I understand you say, yeah. It's definitely going the way you're going to go man-to-man and be ruthless on the transition and on the break and then commit, definitely. I can... PSG as well in that Champions League final as well, really.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3 changes.
We're no longer in denial about our level. Yeah. Well, I'm interested, Tyler. What do you think our level is? Because there's a good comment. It might have been from you before that our best performance has come against the supposed best team in the league. I don't think that's that surprising, though. You do often see, oh my God, Ashley Young's on the pitch. You quite often see that in many games, right? Like I remember even under Ruud van Nistelrooy, we played Man City at home in the Premier League last year, and they beat us 2-0, but they were very lucky. I think we had more possession than them in the whole game, and I think we made more chances. And it's not that surprising because every player wants to play up for Pep, right? They want to show him that they're good. Perfect chance to get Evans on. I want to see him on, but Hamza's coming on instead, and he's coming on for Ricky P. Get JJ's going off the pitch.
Okay.
Jordan James has been very good today. Is it one of those where he's not going to score or assist, but been just good for oh, sorry, they're taking Bobby Reid off. My bad. And he's getting a standing ovation from the fans.
Awesome.
Yeah. And do you know what, Luke? That is nice to see. We said that we've cussed a lot of players in the team, but like when Yannick Vestergaard did it with Enzo, when you have a redemption arc, like we might be seeing a volley skip at the moment as well, people do love to see it happen,
100%. I'll always apologize. I'm the biggest culprit for being a bit ruthless with some of the players and the things I say. Don't take what I say too seriously. I'm just a dickhead Australian. But yeah, I love being wrong. I want to be wrong about these players. I'm very happy to see Skip starting to turn around. I'm happy that Bobby Reid is showing his worth and his Premier League quality in the Championship. If he's here and helping us get back up, then he's done his job. No matter what we paid for him, we could be grateful for that. And he's got a good attitude, unlike
Skip the challenge. Brilliant. Plays into Mavididi. Very good. So yeah, Tyler. Okay, I like that. He says the squad isn't behaving like we're too good for the Championship and no longer looking down on it. Yeah, you think that they're up for the fight because of it. I would agree with that. That was the Harry Winks effect, thinking he was too good. Here's a question for you, Luke. Are we really this good or Ipswich this bad?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both, mate. I do think that Ipswich should be playing a lot better than they are. I do think that, unfortunately, I've forgotten his name again. So the manager for...
Sorry, did you see that from Skip?
Beautiful diag.
Brilliant there. Look at this, 5 attacking now. This is what I want to see.
Yeah,
that we've
Ricky P attacking again.
Of that. Yeah. See, there, if I was going to be critical, I'd say we should have made the scoring attempt out of it. But to be fair, because we're 3-0 up, I actually think what we're doing here is the right thing, which is just tire them out. Enzo, make them come to us.
Has he pushed JJ into the 10? I think he has. Okay, go on, Mavididi.
Oh! That was unlucky, Stefan Mavididi. Great opportunity there. Coventry couldn't even beat Ipswich. There you go. That was brilliant from Jordan James there. Mavididi, that's a decent effort. He'll probably be disappointed he didn't score there. Oliver Pirlo, once again. I'll do another section on him for sure. I think in the Tuesday show. Answering that Ipswich question, I've got to say, I'm very disappointed in them. Like I say, they spent a lot of money in the summer. We basically didn't spend anything. Look at that, just giving the ball away. If you compare them to Coventry miles ahead. I would say even Birmingham, who we beat 2-0, look much better than Ipswich.
Would you call this a 6-pointer, Neil?
It is, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
This is huge for us. If you look at this, I'll be interested to see what the table is after this, but we will. Also, I think the most important thing is we're starting to go on a run, right? An unbeaten run. And that's what you need. Like, if you can go unbeaten. Do you remember Southampton in that season that we went up and they went up as well? Russell Martin actually had the record that season for the biggest unbeaten run.
He did actually. I just want to have a look at something as well.
Yeah, Ipswich has spent loads of money. I mean, I don't know about you, Frankie, but I thought Ipswich's performance in the Premier League to finish behind us was appalling, given how much they spent. I mean, look at Sunderland this season, right? They're doing way better. I would say, for example, that Burnley this season in the Premier League, given how much they spent relative to Ipswich, that they've done better than Ipswich did when they were there, you know. Yeah, 3 points behind Ipswich at the moment. Okay.
We've scored 8 goals in the last 3 games, 0.
Well, Leicester.
Yes.
But that's because we changed the style of play. I mean, like I sorry, I got to big myself up here, Luke. I've been saying it for a long time, which is that we just need to play a fucking mid block and hit teams on the counter attack. That will be more than good enough for this division. Salty, fuck me. The one match I missed and we were beating Ipswich. Salt, mate, you got to jump onto and see the clips because Abdul Fatawu scored from 55 yards out in one of the best goals you'll ever see in a Leicester shirt. Unbelievable. We've looked amazing, to be honest with you. First half, maybe we were still pretty good, scored world-class goals. This second half,
brilliant.
I mean, we're loving life here, absolutely loving it. This is like opening a box of Quality Streets, and they're all just that strawberry chocolate one, which is my favorite. Thank you, Frankie.
Cheeky plug.
That is goal of the season for sure in the Championship. I think that's the best Leicester goal I've seen in the last 5 years. I'm trying to. Well, how long ago did Tielemans score the one in the FA Cup final? Oh my God,
Skippington,
Lord Skippington. If someone can make me with AI a picture of Lord Skippington so I can use it in the player ratings. Thanks so much, Adam, in the chat there, mate. Much appreciated.
Looks like I've got some apologising to do at the end of this game.
I'm just trying to get my
ChatGPT
working here.
What was that?
No clean sheet for Leicester.
What the fuck's just happened? Just as I say that, just give us the kiss of death. I'm going to say this again.
Oh, he's just playing the ball out the back. Jakob passes it to Skip. And oh my God, that is fucking... Kate will be going mad. The most dangerous pass in football, and you're just literally giving... The bottle job has begun. What the fuck are they doing? Jakob, I mean, you've got to have word now that maybe he needs to come out of the team, man. I mean, that is a brain fart. Just giving Jens Kajust literally a free goal. And what's dumb about that is there's with the 3-0, he doesn't even need to pass out from the back. Just pump it long at this point in the game. All right, well, another week, another Jakob fuck up. That's 3 in a week, if you ask me. That's super disappointing. Goal out of absolutely. Yeah, hospital sponsored pass, like on the jersey. That's dumb because he's gone for the bounce pass to Skip, but the guy's in front of Skip. We just cannot play that ball to him. And I feel bad for Skip. That's not his fault. He's not. Keeper can't be passing to him.
That's not Skip's fault.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. And now see, all of a sudden, it's panic stations from nowhere.
Yes.
They actually could have scored right there. I think who's put the challenge in there? That is fucking criminal. And it is going to be a 10 to 20 minutes for no need. Absolutely no need. It broke there to Jack Clark. And Yannick Vestergaard, he might have injured himself there, but he's put in a great challenge.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need the 12th man right now to keep us in this game.
Yeah, big time. That's crazy in the game that this game's had both the sublime from Fatawu and the ridiculous from Jakub Stolarczyk. Nah, should have kept Everson. I knew that Preston North End, they absolutely love Daniel Everson. Yeah, that was Jakub's early Christmas present to Ipswich Town, that's for sure.
I thought to begin with that Locks was being harsh on him, but I think that Championship, yeah, fine, fair enough. Decent keeper. Being very questionable as of late, but yeah, definitely will never be a Premier League goalkeeper. I honestly thought he was decent. Not on the ball, but in all other departments. But, mate, that's been a bit questionable moments for him in the last few weeks.
I think his concentration isn't there. That's a big problem for a keeper. Someone get Locks to streak on the pitch to kill their momentum. Yeah, problem is now this is where our players will tire as well. Oh, this is so bozo watching this again. What are you doing there?
Why?
Well, do you know what? What's happened there is he's done it without looking. That's basically the issue there. That is, we do that pass all the time, right? And when it works, it can get the pressure off there. But that is the pressing trigger from Kayust. And he's played the pass blind. It's as simple as that. Yeah, we were so comfortable. Yeah. We probably should have been 4 or 5 up, right? We're making chances. Oh, now it's Ipswich's turn to try and play out from the back. 2 bozo teams who can out-bozo one another.
Yeah. Imran would have been at the KP screaming that that's Enzo's fault for brainwashing us. For making
Kate even more. She says it as well. She says that's the most dangerous pass in football. She wouldn't be wrong.
Go on, JJ.
Oh, mate, but now we're penned in, and it really shouldn't be. You bozo, Jakub. Yeah, can't go out for our game without a fuck up. Not right now, unfortunately. Great challenge, Hamza.
Right, Hamza.
But now we're just kicking it to nobody. But now, though, the manager needs to get out there and he needs to transmit some energy. He needs to tell the team to keep the ball. Because you see that now that's disappeared again. We're not keeping the ball anymore. We were playing with such swagger just 5 minutes before.
This is the time for Evans to come on for Uncle I right now, in my opinion.
I think the problem is that this happens all the time, is that really it's the midfield that's getting a bit leggy now. And he's already taken off Bobby Reid for Hamza. You know, he's going to keep Jordan James on for the 90, but his effect is waning because he's tired. Ollie skipped. I mean, to be fair, he's everywhere today. Oh, Ipswich tried a bicycle kick, but didn't come off.
Very frenetic. Hey? That's the most emotion I've ever seen out of Uncle I.
Yeah, well, maybe he's got to be a leader, I think. You know, it's about time he steps up.
More subs. Okay, McAteer to come on.
Of course he is. Just put on screen our new hero.
That is awesome. Our sponsor needs to get onto that. The beautiful frame. Lord Skippington. Get it done. Right, we're going to have to see some more subs here now. There's too much fresh legs on him.
He's got to get the energy up. Good delivery there from Ipswich. Didn't get on the end of it.
So, okay.
Well, we probably need to hold up, for about 15 minutes, I would say.
If we don't concede again the next 10 minutes, I think we'll be okay.
We thought that against Bristol, though. Locks was literally saying, I think we've weathered the storm now. And again, it was a Stolarczyk blunder. Okay, Patson Daka's coming on. Putting him on 4.
And Silko Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taken off IU. And is that Fatawu he's taken off? Or is he going to take off Mavadidi?
When's AFCON, O'Neill?
Some teams are heading off next week. I think it's the start of January. So it's pretty soon. Yeah, this could be his last game. Yeah, could be his last game.
Okay.
Yeah, Mavadidi's coming off. Been solid. Yeah, okay. Evans is on the bench just for vibes. I agree. It's sad. I think, I think even if we were 3-0 up, he still wouldn't have put him on. I'm going to be serious. Okay, Daka goes Monday, it says here. Okay. Crazy how close the league is. 16 to 4 points is up third in a few weeks. Been really lucky the results going away this year. Yeah, I do agree with you, Salt. And that's, I think, the point that Lucas was making earlier, that I think a semi-competent team would be pissing the league. But I would say the same about Ipswich, to be honest. I'm going to say the money that they've spent, they have no excuse not to be like clearly in the autos. Right now, the best team is Coventry and the second best team is Middlesbrough. Like, that's the proof. And I would say Middlesbrough, I mean, I think they were better than in Ipswich when they turned up. Although that was another game, wasn't it, where we did the clanger right at the end. No, decent challenge, Silko's corner. Daka, the Christmas Panto horse, coming on for comedy value. Oh. Let's see. I mean, Jordan Ayew was pretty comedy most of the time and he ended up scoring today. It doesn't look like we'll score another, though. I'll say that much. Ball over the top.
If Daka's going to go away to AFCON on Monday, I do kind of see it redundant as playing him. We could be bringing on Jake Evans, but again, what do I know? I'm not there.
Do you know what? I hate to say this, but I bet you Jake Evans doesn't play until Cheltenham Town in the FA Cup, and I bet even then he only comes on as a substitute.
That would be criminal if he doesn't start that game.
Well, I'm just judging by what I'm seeing. I don't get why Cifuentes has changed it, right? I mean, earlier in the season, he was doing such good stuff. He even started Lewis Page against Birmingham. He started Jeremy Monga, and we were getting results off it. He put himself into pressure. I don't understand. I will say, look, these subs have made a difference. They're pressing the opposition much.
He has got energy, Silka. We haven't seen as much quality from him yet. Like, he's... Hang on a minute. Where's Marcel on loan at? Do you know, Anil?
No, I don't actually. I think he was in Scotland at some point, but that might be last season. Yeah. Carranza's definitely get sent back if there's an option for that. The problem is the way that it works at FIFA as well is that like you can only be registered for 2 clubs in one season. So the issue is that, it might be that Feyenoord don't want him back either because he's not going to play and then they can't loan him to another team. Although maybe he didn't play for them yet.
We don't want him back. You're going to have to hang on to him.
You say that, but that's happened to Harvey Elliott of all players, right? He might be a bit of an idiot, but in terms of a player, I think he was under 21's player of the tournament, which England won. And then, and then he found himself, Liverpool didn't want him. So they gave him to Villa, and Villa did a deal where he was like, almost. Villa did the deal where if he played 10 games, they'd have to pay 35 million. And basically, they don't want to pay 35 million. So now he's not on the bench. He's not in the first team. And his season is over in a World Cup year, even though he's a good player. There's so many other teams that would take Harvey Elliott. Like he'd walk into the Leicester team right now. Obviously, we're Championship. But even in the Premier League. And yet, because of that crazy situation, and it's because he can't play. So he's stuck between, you know, a rock and a hard place. Oh, Luke Thomas there.
Good ball from McAteer.
That was good by Yannick Vestergaard. Dealt with him all right there. The Graf shop in Holland for Marcel. Okay. Thank you. I did not know that. Leeds selling Joel Pirro. He was linked with Leicester back in the day, wasn't he?
The reason I asked about Marcel is because it looked like he was going to be maybe the next winger. If it was anyone that was going to break through, it was going to be him, not Silko. I know he's a bit older, no, terrifying. Great block.
Who put that challenge in? Was that Skip again?
Yeah, it was Yannick. He celebrated.
Was it? Okay.
I think it was both of them. Let's have a look. Yannick celebrated, but...
Well, whoever it was, that was quality.
Yannick just jumped.
Rare footage. Okay, now we can break. And it's Abdul Fatawu.
Okay, JJ's in space. Here we go.
Yes, that's the one. It's okay. He's found him.
No, that's what I said. It's good.
You have to just take it to the corner flag. Yep, slow it down now. We just need to give us our team some opportunity to get on the ball and play. Skip is reborn without wings. He's doing. I mean, that's when we first signed him. That was the impression that he'd be the rotation option.
Ricky, go on,
go on, Daka. Oh, who put that through ball to him? Was it Fatawu?
It was Ricky. No, it was Ricky.
He's had a good game, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, we won the ball back. Ollie Skip.
This camera work is awful from Fox's Hub. Sort your shit out. I've had 3 ginger beers, but fucking hell.
Well, that's got no alcohol in it, so surely you can still just say this crap.
Mid-strength ginger beer, 0.9 standard drinks, low sugar. It's nice in Australia. It's a proper Australian thing to drink in a nice hot holiday.
And do you like root beers?
No, that's fucked. The Canadians loved that shit when I was over there. It tastes like fucking Listerine in a drink. And anyone that drinks that shit's a dirty pig.
Does it? All right. You must have had some odd ones.
Do you like root beer?
No, I went to this American barbecue place the other day and around Thanksgiving, but we had barbecue. And yeah, the one that I had was really nice.
American barbecue?
If Skip played like this every week, his fee becomes reasonable. I'd agree. He's been everywhere today.
Go on, Silko.
Oh, Silko, decent.
Done well there. Put him back in space. He's reared it. Brilliant. Going to get into this ball here.
These.
When you say American barbecue, you mean like smoked meat and all that?
Yeah. Like a proper smoking place. Yeah, you'd love it. Yeah, that's right up that's your dream, isn't it? To start off a place like that, but Aussie version.
Yeah, that will be my retirement plans when my fucking body's riddled with fucking all the wear and tear from the work.
No, they're one of those places where your clothes like really captures the smell of it. So like afterwards, when you're walking home, you can still sort of smell it on you. But I actually quite like it.
Yeah, I noticed that. So like whenever I like sit and I'm by my offset smoker and I'm smoking meat all day, I've started because I read this on Reddit. I'd be like, I can't really taste the smoky flavor, but because I'm desensitized to it, it's sitting on my nostril and on my clothes.
Yeah.
Now, before I eat my food, I actually have a shower and I get changed. And you smell it on your clothes. It's fucking honking in a good way. Keith, I've had 3 mid-strength ginger beers. I'm not doing nothing too crazy. I've got to go for a run tomorrow. Just celebrating after the Abdul goal. And to answer your question, harder than ever, Canada is beautiful. I've lived there before. I've been there 4 times. Every time I go to Calgary. I love Canada, and I encourage everyone who hasn't been to go to Lake Louise and Banff. And not drink root beer. That stuff's disgusting.
So the one I had was this one called Big Red, soda flavored. Maybe it's not like a no, it does say it's a root beer here. Anyway,
I've had that. It's not too bad. No, I've had that.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I mean, like, when I think of root beer, I think of what they have in their fast food chain, A&W. And that shit tastes like someone poured a Listerine mouthwash into a Coca-Cola.
No, I can believe that. Oh, dealt with that okay. Just heads down there. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I had.
Yes.
And that, just because it was a barbecue, it went down very well with it. Right, hold on. I'm just going to close my curtains. But keep talking. Well, you know what, though? We were under the cosh there for a bit, but we've ridden it out quite well.
We've reacted well. The subs have made a difference. Fair play to Marty. Silko Thomas's energy is definitely helping out. Let's have a look here.
Yeah, this one. Is he all right? That looks a bit nasty. What happened there? Clash of heads. I mean, if anything, it looked like Luke Thomas came off worse there. But yeah, guys, if you go to bluetintedglasses.com, you can submit your match ratings. Let's do it now. I'm quite excited to see what you guys have got to say. I'm going to do it myself.
I'm not going to lie. I like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's all right, I think. But I know where some people dislike it.
Is that McAteer that's clashed heads? Or Schmoddix? No, I think it's Schmoddix.
I thought it was Schmoddix, but let's see. It might have been McAteer. God,
no, I think I was wrong. Yeah, it's Schmoddix.
Okay.
Taggart cracks me up. Did I celebrate this Delagic goal too? I don't know what you mean by that. 7 minutes.
So I've only seen us under the cosh so far, but we look much more organised even after conceding. A month ago, we'd be down 4-3. I agree, and I think even compared to midweek, like we managed to play out from the back and keep control of it. 7 added minutes. That's probably just for that injury, which has wasted 3. Dr. Pepper tastes like fizzy prune juice. Could be right. The performance today has been tarnished by that Jakob mistake. I'd probably agree with that, which is a bit unfortunate. It is what it is, though, man. Oh, here we go. Louis Page, even. Is it Louis or Lewis?
I think it's Louis.
Lewis. No, it's Lewis. It's Louis Page. It looks like it should be said Louis, but it's not. It's Lewis, yeah.
His parents just had to be difficult. Just fucking spell it Lewis. I think I was the first and only person to get your name right when you first started doing content, Anil.
That's why you're the GOAT, Luke.
That's why I'm the GOAT.
Not even joking. That is why you're the... Yeah, Casey got a black eye off that. Oh, poor guy. Fatawu wins the free kick.
Look him.
Silk is looking silky in tight spaces. I've been do you know what? I've been really impressed with him the last couple of games he's come on. I don't think he's a player that can start, but I do think that physicality, I can see why they kept him in the squad this year. He's basically this season's Casey McAteer, can do a job for you in the championship. Oh, here we go. Luke, mate, where would you recommend going to in Australia?
It depends on what you want to do. If you're looking to visit, it depends what you're after, mate, how old you are, what you fancy. I'd need a bit more questions. Perth's a lot more quiet than the rest of the country. If you like hustle,
what a sellout Luke is. He just wouldn't answer the question at all there. Proper politician's answer.
Yeah, I just went for Ragsy on you, didn't I? If you're looking to get good food and you're looking to go out and do a lot of hustle and bustle and you like your beaches, Sydney's probably your safest bet. If you like hills, you like a bit of cooler weather and mountains and stuff like that, you like fishing, Tasmania. If you want to see heat and croc, I could rant for ages. Go to Luke's house. Depends on what you want there, mate. Okay. I'd need to know what you want to do here, brother, to give you a good answer. If you don't like the heat, though, I wouldn't be coming now. It was 38 today and it's 39 tomorrow.
Do you get it the nice weather? Not nice weather, but like, is it a cooling breeze at least, or not really?
If it's not, yeah, you do get like a decent sea breeze, but like if it's been 38 the day before, if it's been anything over 35 more than 2 or 3 days, and the hot air just like sticks around and it never cools down, the breeze just makes it worse, in my opinion. But if it's like 38, yeah. Tomorrow, for instance, it's 38 in Perth, but we've got thunderstorms as well.
Yeah.
So that's the worst, humid.
Because I was going to say, I used to live in Cyprus for a bit on a job. That's like a Mediterranean island.
Yes.
And what was really kind of dangerous there is that it would be like 41 degrees sometimes, but you'd have a cooling breeze. So you just walk home, not notice it, and then you get back and like, why do I feel like I've died? And that would be the reason why.
You reckon it made it worse?
Yeah, because you didn't. What I'm saying is, if it's like really hot, but you don't notice it, then you kind of get away with it, if you know what I mean. But because you had that cooling breeze, it actually made it enjoyable. But believe it or not, the enjoyability. But what I'm saying is that if Australia was like, how can I say this? Have you ever been to like some South American countries just have that humidity where it kills you, right? That's horrible.
That's horrible. That's what I was going to say next. Okay, if you go to like Darwin or Queensland where you're right below the equator, then yeah, definitely the humidity is fucking disgusting. I don't like humidity because it's oppressive. It sticks to you. I don't like it. Brilliant move from is that Daka? Okay, taking the half space. Go on.
It was. He kept the ball, but no, that's where Silko's done badly. That was dumb. Sorry, guys. You know what? I'd just given him quite a nice rating, and I'm sorry. You got to live by the sword, die by the sword. I'm literally going to bring him down a point in my ratings just for that. You bozo. Yeah, sorry.
Get the bozo alert. Actually, let's not do it. He's too young.
No, it wasn't. The Jakob gets the bozo. That will be played. Don't you worry. Yeah, guys, get your match ratings in. BlueTintedGlasses.com. And you'll see a link there saying submit your match ratings.
The fittest birds, Clemo. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Perth. Harder than ever. Melbourne's very nice. Quite old, Melbourne. Common here from Sly. Go to New Zealand instead. I mean, fuck, bro. All the New Zealand people come out here and say, oh, everything's better in New Zealand. The meat's better. The pies are better. This and that. But they're all fucking here for a reason. So suck me clean off.
Shout out to degrees is the perfect temperature to play football. Well, let me tell you, you are completely wrong. When I was in Cyprus, I was playing football there. And normally my game is to be like a proper box-to-box midfielder chasing everything. And you just cannot play that way in that heat. You get absolutely cooked. It makes you realize just why all these continental teams play possession football, because you cannot play blood and thunder football in that.
Oh, mate. It's like proper death pits at my five-a-side, because like when it's like 40 degrees in there, it's like not much air ventilation and it's just fucked. You just leave that place drooping head to toe. Sucks it right out of you.
Well, do you know what? We're not talking about the match because it's just kind of petered out in a good way. It's getting quite bitty now, just lots of fouls and free kicks, and we'll take that all day long.
Yes. And Neil's also told us that he was a Team U in his prime. Team U Harry Winks, but also verbally abusive, he told me as well.
No, but between the ages of 20 and 30, I was a poor man, Steven Gerrard. So after the age of 30, I had to adapt my game and be more like I'd love to say a poor man's Andrea Pirlo, but let's get real. Poor man's Harry Winks with the attitude to boot.
I'm a poor man's Vinnie Jones at five-a-side on a Friday.
Can I just say that? I'm not kidding you. I scored a goal last week in 7-a-side. It was similar to that Vardy one where it came over my head like that, and I just volleyed it. into the bottom corner. I've never got like a standing ovation on a pitch for years. That's the first time I got like even the other team were like, that was good.
I love those
Sorry,
moments.
I have to let you know. I just wish it was recorded, but of course it wasn't.
Go on, Louis. Lewis, sorry. Go on, he's rejoined the attack. Go on,
yeah.
sexy.
Academy graduates. Nah, just run it into the corner flag. I think we've seen this one out. Page. Go on, mate. Nice. You see, this is what I'm saying. He's got good feet, man. And you can see he's a technical player. Silko with the cross. Finds nobody. And surely the ref's going to blow the whistle now.
Right. Islam, you're fucking one comment away from getting banned. You've already pissed me off. Don't spam fucking Hamza shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you take that Yakabera out of it, that was a complete performance. And that's it. It's all over. 3-1. Well, where is he? Was it Ryan who had it? Riley, sorry. You called the score correctly at half-time. So I think it's going to be 3-1, and you were bang on. Cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, that's Riley.
All right. I'm just going to change my camera here, Luke, just to
So
change this up a little.
So, guys, get into the Leicester City. Go to bluetinted.glasses.com. Get your match ratings in. Let us know what you think. Put in the comments, are you happy with that performance? Let's get in. Frankie, well. That is a typical Leicester. Is it, Frankie? Is this the new norm? I hope so, my brother. Riley, yep, that's me. By the way, shout out to Riley. Ryan, full-time, brilliant win. Good to be positive. Ryan, were you scared we were going to capitulate the second half? Don't lie to me, brother. Tao, we are massive. Winks shouldn't be in our mouth. Stop comparing him and start comparing to Tillemans. I don't know what you... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. He wasn't pulling out of challenges up until we had this rumors that he's going to Spain. So, yeah, definitely. What a scumbag. 7 points in 3 games. Say it quietly. We are turning this around. And Neil, if we have another performance...
What do you think about that? I think we are, to be honest, yeah.
That was their first 90-minute performance, if you ask me. Other than one bozo moment from Jakub Stolarczyk, that would have been a clean sheet if it wasn't for him, unfortunately. So, we looked a bit rattled for the next 5 minutes after that, but then we made the subs, and we'll talk about it when we go for the individual player performances. But as far as I'm concerned, Neil, that's a 90-minute performance. I'm happy with that, and a big 6-pointer against Ipswich.
Big time. Very happy to see that. And I think what's nice is that I think no one saw that coming. What I will say as well, Lucas, just before that Stolarczyk error, the nice thing is you just saw the confidence returning to the team. Like they had a bit of a pep about them. And I think that's really important. We haven't seen that all season long. I think Tyler made a really good point a little bit earlier in the stream where he said it finally seems like the team have clocked that they're not too good for the championship. But now the players that are in the team are like, they're up for the fight. They're not just, giving up and, the Harry Winks effect. So I think that was really good. So I think, to be honest, fair enough. It was best performance of the season. Paul says technically the second half was a draw, not good enough. And Berbert says trouble is when confidence and mentality is suspect, you have a time bomb in the sticks. That is correct. Yeah, that's the problem.
See, okay, so the most important thing for me that I'm happy to see is I know that we were 2 goals up, but look, this is what you've been calling for already, Neil, that one of the slacks that you said about Marti Cifuentes, if we were to give him any credit right now, is we are not calling for, let's say, Bardi Aluko, Lewis Page, and Jake Evans to be starting every single game by all means. No, they're probably not ready for it in this championship right now, but they should have been at the bare minimum integrated into the team, so when they do come on, they're not shell-shocked like they are, like we saw in the Southampton game. Now that we've seen them get 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, if we can keep doing that until they do something that warrants them to get a start, this is the best thing I want to see moving forward.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, the disappointment that he could have done a bit better with that. That said, you see at the end, like maybe are we being a bit harsh though, Luke? Because you could say, well, look about Silko Thomas now seems pretty decent when he comes on. But they're only getting bits and pieces here and there. That's my issue with that. So I think I agree with you. I mean, I think the other big one you say, which is fair enough, is that name like a single player that's improved under Marty. I think now you'd have to say Skip has. Although you would probably say that someone who got into the Championship Team of the Year probably should have been good already at this level. But yeah, you could say that other players have maybe regressed. But now, to be fair, I mean, the thing is, I will actually say it though. I still think that now we are seeing, like, what we saw today, in my opinion, is repeatable. And I know that we almost came unstuck against Bristol, but we did get a point there. And maybe you would have taken a point before the game started. So that's 2 wins and a draw. I think we'll go on a decent run now, in my opinion. But maybe, you say to me, do you think I'm being, automatics is gone salt, that's for sure. But I think the way that we're playing now, we maybe do need to do a bit of business in January, but I would tempt to do, we'll have a poll at the end there. I'll put it up in just a minute, Mr. Advisor, for Marty in or out. What do you think, Luke? Because I think from what I'm seeing so far, I would say that the playoffs are on, and I haven't felt that for quite a while, to be honest.
That's the first game where I felt like playoffs could be on. It's better late than never. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold my breath just yet. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. I definitely think that Locks, I was a bit harsh on Locks last week where I said that, like we're taking 1 step forward, 2 backwards. And he said we're taking a step in the right direction. And you and I were kind of inclined to not agree with him. But I have to say, if we have another performance like that against, who is it that we're playing next week? Sorry, I've just drawn a blank. In our next game, if we win and have another 90-minute performance, or at the bare minimum we win,
I definitely think his old team.
QPR, okay, so he's got a point to prove there. Okay, so if we beat QPR convincingly, yeah, definitely, I think we're going to have to give Locks his flowers for sticking with Marty, because you and I have been very vocal about not wanting to stick with Marty, and he's lucky to be here. Let's just wait and see. We've been holding our breath for 45-minute performances. Now it's in a 90-minute one. Get another game like that, it's a different conversation, Anil.
Yeah, I've just started a poll now, so if you guys want to get voting, sorry, I'm doing a match ratings here in the background as well, so that's why it's a little bit of a clusterfuck. I'm not.
Do what you gotta do, brother. I'll bring up the comments in the meantime.
Yeah,
Helen says here, hope we do go on a run. They are looking more positive overall. Definitely looking positive. And Neil, would you say that looks like the team, now that he's cut out certain cancers, as people have put in the chat, obviously referring to Harry Winks and Sideshow Bob, would you say that the team is playing for Marty Cifuentes?
Yes, from what I've seen there, you can see it. Look at how they were celebrating some of it. We're in 8th position, by the way, from what I'm seeing here. That's crazy. Yeah, I think they are playing much more for one another, and it's refreshing to see, to be honest with you. I don't think, to be honest with you, the whole season, other than really maybe Bilal even and Harry Winks, there haven't been too many people that have completely given up, in my opinion. But yeah, you can see that we've got, I think, now some more honest lads, which I think is more important. And I think that is, look at the difference. Like Ben Nelson, for example, I think he's very honest in a good way. I hate to say it, even Luke Thomas to some extent, he's not the best, but he at least he's like, compare him to, say, Christensen. Christensen could be the better player, but I do think Christensen's got a bit of an ego about him, in my opinion. Given he's not even particularly good. I mean, that's probably quite controversial for me to say this, but that's my genuine opinion.
Well, he didn't want to stay under Enzo, and like a lot of these people that we are calling a cancer only stayed because of Enzo sweet talked him. So he didn't want to play in the back three. If it was that great, they would have signed him at Bologna, whatever they're called. Look, like section of players are honest. Exactly, Neil. Spot on. Dropping Winks in face has turned down our fortunes. There's an interesting comment here from Salty. Okay, I'm still out because I need to see another 3 to 4 games like this to be convinced he won't throw away this progress. But today was a big step towards the fence. I'm kind of going to have to sit in the fence now after that performance, Salty. I'm not going to say vehemently that I am out. I am still holding my breath a little bit, but that, in my opinion, was a huge step in the right direction.
Can I ask you, Luke? So here's the thing, right, is that what more can he do, right? Because the reason why I came more around to the Marty out train of thought is that he was just doing the same mistakes every game. And I just thought, this is bozo. Like, I was doing a tactics show and saying, this is the dumbass thing that he's doing. And he would do it anyway. So when people are doing that, if like an armchair pundit is outbeating you, that's unforgivable in my opinion. But the thing is that right now, even if we change the manager, you're not going to see anyone do anything drastically different to what we're doing. I feel that the best you can do out of this team is to have that kind of mid-block into counter-attacking style. And he's doing it. So Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe if you got, Iraola, if he came in, would do a better job with what he's got. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you'd see like a massive gulf. But that's just an opinion. Do you think there's anything to what I've said there, or do you think I'm just smoking crack here?
No, 100%. No, I'm in agreement with you. No, you're right to say that, because if a new manager comes in, it's going to be much easier for them in training to stick with the experienced players. They're going to feel a lot more safe and confident knowing that, right, these players are experienced. They're going to demonstrate somewhat of a higher quality in training, and it's going to take them a while to trust the youth to be able to, like, no one's going to come in as a manager right away and straight away start playing kids and dropping some of this deadwood. They're going to feel a lot more comfortable doing that. So no, you are not smoking crack. What I will say is, yeah, you're right. The mid block is 100% more better. Like the one thing that was totally bozo is that he kept on sticking with the high line, particularly with Yannick Vestergaard. Yeah. And let me just say something, by the way. Let me just say this before we go into the match ratings, Anil. A lot of people, for some silly reason, always said that Ben Nelson and Yannick Vestergaard as a pairing would never work. And how wrong they have been, to my opinion, because Yannick looks nowhere near anywhere as exploited. I think Ben Nelson, you've got to point out, and you'll see a lot when you do your analysis, I'm interested to see, but I think Ben Nelson's positioning when Yannick Vestergaard gets on the end of a ball or does in a rearing glimpse progress the ball at the pitch, he's covering for him at the correct time. I actually think Ben Nelson's a much more intelligent player than people realize.
Yes, for sure. I can say I'm seeing the ratings that people have given Yannick Vestergaard. I think people were pretty impressed with his display today. A lot of those blocks near the end, he really, made a big difference there, I think. But yeah, that's my kind of opinion on the kind of Marty situation. I tell you what, I will bring up the match ratings. I've still got some of them to do, but let's get into it. I can do the rest as we go. So, guys, what a nice turn of events, eh? Look at that. It's finished 3-1 to Leicester against Ipswich Town. Don't think many people saw this result come in at the start of the day. Let's look at a tale behind the tape then. Let's have a look at some of the stats so you can see. So here's the crazy thing though, right? It's another game where actually Ipswich, believe it or not, had a higher XG than Leicester City, which is insane, which says the wonder goals. This is definitely one of those games where I think you can take your stats and shove them up your ass. I don't think that really tells the full story of the game. I do also think we had a few occasions in that second half where we could have got even more goals than we did. But there you can see possession. Ipswich had more 58%, had more passes, but we didn't get as dominated as we thought we would, and it worked. The tactics did definitely work. You'd have to say it's finished there 3-1. I've got the momentum for you here. You can see that the first half was, I think we actually had a bit more of it, as you can see there. Scored 2 great goals. I think you can see the nice things even in the second half. So this is the big thing, right? The big talking point, Luke, was could we make a 90-minute performance? And you'd have to say that we started well, we got another goal, and we still didn't just give up. We still had more of the momentum. So like I said, we could have had more chances. And then unfortunately, we had, let me just play the sound effect. We had one of these. And the game kind of, so I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. Did you think that's a 90-minute performance? Or would you say it's, I don't know, when did they score that goal? A 70-minute performance. But it was kind of self-inflicted because of one person. What do you think?
I think that momentum is a little harsh. I think, yeah, definitely. So we have the bozo moment. We concede the goal for about 5 or 10 minutes. We look rattled. We make the sub. We look a lot more better. We had about a 5-minute spell where we controlled the ball, and you said, this is good. This is what we need to do. We need to regain composure, and we did. And and going by that point as well, that's one of the biggest reasons why I am a lot more now on the fence of Marty Cifuentes, because in that game, that was the best build-up I've ever seen as on the ball I've seen all season. There was that one passage of play where we said that was the most I've ever hung on to the ball, and of quality as well. There's a lot of moments where Imran, possibly others, were probably saying, why have you passed it back? Why have we done this? But there was about 2 or 3 moments easily in that game where we've done that. One particularly with Steffi Mavididi that led to a goal where he's played it back, recomposed, pulled them out of position, and reset our attack. I thought it was an excellent performance today.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good to see. All right, let's get on then to some of the match ratings, and we're going to start with the controversial one right away. Jakub Stolarczyk, what would you give him? I'm guessing there's not going to be too much, too many favourable things. Try and take everything into account, so not just the bozo moment, but everything after that as well and before. But what did you think, and what rating would you give Jakub? And chat as well, get yours in.
He had one very scary save today. He had a few moments where, as I think as Locks has mentioned before, I wish he released the ball a bit quicker, but unfortunately to our wingers, he didn't. Yes, that was an absolutely honking bozo goal. One decent save, maybe two. I think a fair rating to give him today is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I gave him a 4 because it was such a big error. But let's see what you guys have given him. Yeah, you gave him a 4. Yeah. Because the thing is that, look, you know what? It's one of those, straight out bounds several times, but it's one of those that, like, if you're a striker and you miss open goal, you get pelters, but it's not as bad as doing what Jakob did there. And as I said, it's like, Enzo, he would always be like, oh, I don't have a problem when people pass out from the back. But the way that he did it, if you literally look at it, he made the pass without looking, and that's criminal, right? So can't really be doing that. So unfortunate, and there will be questions asked about Jakub Stolarczyk now. Let me ask you that quickly. Yeah, he should have saved it too, went for his legs. What do you think about, do you think he keeps his place? Or do you think that actually Asmir Begovic should come back in team? Because you know what, he's made errors now. Someone was saying it in chat. I think he's made an error in each one of his last 3 games.
His shot stopping is better than Begovic, but Begovic is a much more commanding presence. You could also argue that could have been on Stolarczyk for that one moment when Nelson had to clear the ball. Like Stolarczyk should have been vocal. He was right behind him. Maybe he was. Maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe he should have been like, it's mine, keepers. As well as nothing about his ball distribution that left anything to be desired. Like that goal that led to that. Like we've seen that short pass a lot, particularly under Enzo to Winks before when it wasn't Skip. But there was 2 players there ready to intercept the ball, and you're right, he didn't look. So do I think Begovic will come in? No, I don't. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I don't think he will come in, but I actually think there's a argument to say that he should, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on to someone that I know you've got a lot to say about in a positive way this time round. It's Ricardo Pereira. I thought he was very good today. What about you, Luke? Talk to me about Ricardo Pereira.
I'm going to be a hipster. He's my man of the match. I think that he did a lot of he pulled a lot of the strings on and off the ball. Yeah, I know. It's the hipster answer. I know you could say Fatawu, you could say JJ, you could say Bobby Deco for Reid. But for me, Ricardo didn't do anything too questionable in defense. He joined in that 8 position quite a lot in attack. He was brilliant today. He was a commanding presence. You could see him yelling on the pitch, getting confident, organizing people off the on and off the ball. I think he was just a very, very important cog in the machine today, and he linked a lot of things together. He's going to get an 8 from me today. I think he's man of the match. I know that might be a strange choice, but for me, I watched a lot of what he did on off the ball. I think he had a great performance.
I'm looking on SofaScore. He's actually got 7.6, so he's amongst one of the highly rated players. There's 2 above him, actually 3 above him. But I'm looking at some of his stats. Yeah, 4 interceptions, 6 clearances, 4 tackles, 1. A lot of ground duels, a lot of aerial duels. So defensively, he done very well there, and that's been the criticism. I think to be fair though, as well, like you didn't even mention it. You concentrate a lot on the ball, but he was up against Jaden Philogene and Leif Davis, and did either of those 2 score? No, they didn't. No. Did either of those 2 get an assist? No, they didn't. Did Ricardo get an assist? Yes, he did. So I think there's an argument for there, but everyone else has given him a 7.1. You probably upped him to 0.1 with the 11 out of 10 you've given him, but there you go. All right, Ben Nelson. All right, let me take this one just quickly then. So Ben Nelson, I thought he was fantastic today. Really, really good. Really solid. Someone said it earlier in the chat, like a more mobile Vestergaard. I think in the first half, some of his passing was great. I think though his defensive work was there. I think the best thing I can say, and I mean this in a good way, is that a lot of the time I didn't notice that Ben Nelson was on the pitch. And I mean it in a good play. It would come out. But maybe in the last 20 minutes, we were a bit under the cosh. But before that, I just felt that the ball came into the box. We kind of dealt with it okay. And it went on its way. And I feel more confident and calm with him next to Yannick Vestergaard than Wout Faes, put it that way. So I think he's only going to grow. I would probably give him, do you know what? I'll be generous. I think I would actually give him an 8 out of 10. But maybe I'm smoking something. What do you think about Ben Nelson?
I'll give him 7.5. I thought he was really good. Yeah. Purely because of what you just said. There was moments where I didn't notice him, but that's because he's covering for Yannick Vestergaard when he's on the ball. His positioning is excellent. He made some great clearances at the right time. He had some really good ball distribution as well. He is a much more mobile Yannick Vestergaard. I think he's a great player, and I think he's going to continue to build from this. And he doesn't give me the same anxiety that a Coley does when a Coley decides to join in an attack, or when a Coley sometimes in set pieces, he doesn't use his high as much as I would like. So Ben Nelson doesn't give me that fear. I know he had that one honking game, but we're all allowed one of those. So let's get behind the lad. I think he's got a bright future for Leicester City.
Everyone in the team's had a honking game, but I like this. Got a brain, some pace, and quietly solid. I agree with that. Quietly solid. I think that's a good way of putting him. You guys gave him a 7.7 today. Yannick Vestergaard is next, aka Lurch. What do you have to say about him? I've got to say, I think he was very good as well, Yannick, to be honest. What do you think?
Very good. Celebrated us making a block, kind of a Coley styles, passionate. I like him. He grows in me all the time. Made about at least 4 or 5 great line-breaking passes. Great defensively, vocal as well. Didn't get too crazy and adventurous of joining in the attack with the high line. So Yannick Vestergaard gets a 7.5 for me as well. I actually think that both centre-backs had a good game.
Yeah, I've just seen here, he made 10 clearances today. Yeah, someone said here, Vestergaard was man of the match alongside JJ. I think that's going a bit over the top, but to be honest, I understand where you're coming from, because especially when we were against it there, I think he felt more determined than anyone not to let us piss the game away again. And I think he did it there. Someone says again, 7.5. Both centre-backs really solid today. Only goal coming from a poor mistake. Yeah, another solid performance. 7. You guys are giving to you. You guys are actually giving him a higher rating than Ben Nelson, but I think that's fair. So yes, that's pretty high. It's almost an 8 out of 10 for Vestergaard. Steady performance. I would go a bit further than that, to be honest. Luke Thomas, your namesake Luke, what do you think about him? He got booked near the end, and he gave Casey McAteer a black eye, but other than horrendous long throws, I think he was quite decent again.
He didn't have too much to do this game, did he? But like the times that he did, like he had decent delivery. He joined in quite a few times. I will say this, that his partnership with Steffi Mavididi is a lot better than Luke Thomas and Jeremy Monga. I think you could maybe now there's a genuine argument that Monga left him a little bit exposed. I think Luke Thomas, I would given him a 6 today, and that's not like a negative 6 either. It's just I don't think he had all that much to do. Maybe you can make an argument for 6.5, but yeah, another decent game for Thomas. Yeah,
I think I would give him a 6 or a 7. I think he was half decent, neither good nor bad. Yeah, you guys gave him a 6.9. I think that's pretty decent, I would say. Yeah, most confident I felt in our defense all season, which is crazy when you consider just probably 3 days ago, that's what none of us would have said. But there you go. Wow, let me come to this guy. Or hold on a minute. I've got a special graphic for this. Yeah, if the graphic's not here, then Anil's sacked. I'm pretty sure I put it on here. 1 second. Yeah.
Done a man dirty. While you look for that, I'll take Oliver Skip while you look for his sexy there we go. Lord Skippington, get behind the man. 25 million, what a bargain. What do you his confidence is absolutely growing. He was everywhere on the pitch today. He was running people down up top, doing the dog's work, proper Vardy style. He's dropping back. He's stringing passes together. He's getting involved in defense. He's getting down with good challenges. For me, I'm going to give Oliver Skip. Fucking how disrespectful. Luke out. Let me just play the bozo alert. Yeah, thank you. He's already on it. Lord Skippington gets an 8 for me today. Brilliant on the ball, in the right place at the right time. I hope this confidence continues. I think that definitely the partnership in him and JJ is the way forward.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stats. I mean, this is the player that a few seasons ago did get into the championship team of the season, and now you can understand it. You can see it makes us play it. His all-round game was great. Passing, tackles, blocks, driving forward with the ball. Yeah, he recently has showed up, and it just turns out that anyone who plays next to Jordan James looks good, but that's becoming quite the pairing, as is the player in front of them that we'll come to in a moment. But yeah, his passing's improved massively. And, my biggest criticism earlier in the season was he was like a bystander, right? The game passed him by, but now it's not. He's getting involved, and it makes a big difference. Glad he's proved us wrong. Long may it continue. Yeah, my one fear is I still don't think he would make it in the Premier League. But look, prove me wrong. I don't want to be right. We like to see a redemption arc. So let's see what happens. So,
and just quickly,
go on.
Even if you are proven wrong, Anil, if he continues, this trajectory continues like this, at least at the bare minimum, we can recoup some of our money for his sell-on value. You know what I mean? Like, because you were not going to get even half that money back off his previous performances that we've seen last season and earlier. Now we're starting to see something from him. You know,
would you make of this? If he shaves his head, he's basically Cambiasso.
Ryan, that's bannable. How dare you?
Do you know what? Cambiasso, I mean, that was a player who wasn't the most mobile, but he was one hell of a player. Brilliant player. So maybe that's something. Okay, let's come to Jordan James. So here's a funny one, right? Because on the surface, no goals, no assists. But yeah, I think he was one of our better players, Jordan James, to be honest with you. I think he was just like super steady, does everything quite well, gets involved in the game. I hate to say it, Luke, because I said this last couple of seasons ago, but the new heartbeat of the Leicester City team, in my opinion.
Beat me, stole my thunder. I've been patiently waiting to say what happens if he gets injured. It's like Harry Winks when he used to be the heartbeat. I was literally waiting for you to say to you, what is going to happen if this man gets injured? He is the most important cog between defense and attack. And also, Neil, I'd love to see this. He didn't do anything too flashy of goals or assists, but Neil, how many times, like, I would love to see a stat for his ball carrying, because he took the ball quite a lot up the pitch. I wouldn't say it was KDH levels, but hey, he's our only box-to-box midfielder and the heartbeat of our team. What happens if this man's injured?
Well, you've seen it, because it's the same thing about when he goes off, right? I mean, it's a fair point. Never has a bad game, does he? I don't think he's had a bad game. He's definitely had some games where he hasn't been as good as in others, but I don't think I've seen him play worse than 6 for us. And he's very rarely worse than 7, in my opinion. So we definitely got to sign him. And, you know, the funny thing is we say he's the heartbeat, but I think he's a much better heartbeat as well, to be honest with you. Yeah, love this. JJ was awesome, ran the game ahead of defense, and if we don't sign him, there'll be an uncontainable riot. Absolutely. But yeah, what do you think about that? I actually think he's more important than a player like Harry Winks, because I think the thing with Winks is that he was good at one side of the game, right? But he's not good at the other side of the game, which is doing the dirty work. But Jordan James is the sort of person that when you're up against it, you can still rely upon it. But he can also crack one in from 25 yards. That's why I think he's such a good player.
Is a leader someone that's vocal? Is a leader that's someone that just like commands respect on the pitch? Is a leader someone who just leads by example? Is he motivates by trying to drag when everyone's down in confidence? You've got one player that's like, give me the fucking ball and I will make shit happen, or get around me. That is why that he's more than a heartbeat of the team. And you're right to say that. This man is captain material. He leads by example. He inspires confidence. If I'm a young, in 3 years' time, when he hits his straps, remember that he's young, by the way. He hasn't hit his peak yet. When he's 24, 25, and he's fucking annihilating wherever he's at, all the young kids that are at the team are going to be looking up to this lad. He doesn't need to be vocal by doing that. They're just going to be like, man, wow, look at this guy. You know, when you're down, you're not feeling confident in yourself. This is the one that's going to be like, mate, wake the fuck up. We're not out of this game yet. You know what I mean? He's a captain. Give him the fucking armband next season. JJ, I've glazed him enough. Brilliant performance. 8. He gets an 8 from me for today.
Yeah, that's what I gave him, but I think that's totally fair. But I mean, yeah, he's the most consistent player in our team. That is really important. Like I say, he's the one you can rely on. And yeah, I didn't even mention this, but he got through 90 minutes today despite having a bit of a strain. So very good there. All right, this is one that'll be interesting to see. I think you're going to need a new nickname for this guy, Bobby Reid. That's now 3 goals in 3 games. What a goal it was. I think there was a lot more to his game than just that as well. But is this the Championship Messi? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. Luke, talk to me about Bobby De Cordova Reid.
So this is interesting. So we say that Skip found his partner in JJ, and you could make the same argument as well of JJ being that 8 to string between those 2 players is very important as the 3 midfielders that we have right now. And I think he's found his trio partnership. Bobby Reid today, great game. Dropped deep sometimes when Jordan and I hadn't dropped deep already, and they were kind of shuffling in between one another. Absolute quality, showing his Premier League quality in some of these goals. Link-up plays improving as well. He's definitely a 10. He's not a box-to-box. He's not a winger. He's definitely a 10 in the Championship. I'm going to give him a 7.5 today. Maybe I should lean towards an 8 because of that goal. But I think overall performance, easily at least minimum 7.5. And yeah, long may it continue as well.
Yeah, look, he could have actually he could have got 3, and he definitely should have got 2, in my opinion. Yeah, he is from Jamaica, and actually, do you know who his mate is in the Jamaican national team?
Who's that?
Michail Antonio.
Behave.
I'm being serious, and they're a good
Seriously.
combo for them. That could be something to do. That his forehead is only rivaled by IU, and if only he could do this with Jamaica, Jamaica me crazy. But you guys gave him 8.3, and I think he might be your man of the match. We'll have to see that. Just a second though. Steve's made us a nice video, so let me just play that quickly. What has Steve got to say live from the ground?
Well, fucking hell, what was that? A 90-minute performance where we played well for the majority, defended well, attacked well. I mean, other than the Jakob Bozo moment, which he should have saved, what a performance. That goal by Abdul, incredible. I've hurt my leg because I kicked the fucking pole in front of me. But my God, what a goal that was. To see that live, incredible. Bobby's goal, where did that come from? Is that 3 goals in 3 games for Bobby now? Yeah, and then, look, you know, I thought that it should have been a free kick for IU's goal, but still came away with a win. That's fantastic. Good performance. Oliver Skip, my man of the match, like colossal. Made the tackle for the Abdul goal. He was all over the pitch. JJ, good. Like, fucking hell. 7 points from 9. I don't know where this Leicester has been all season, but it feels like we're finally getting back to where we should be with some consistent performances. So keep it up, lads. But my God, that Abdul goal.
Well, we're going to come on to that goal in just a second, but yeah, definitely agree. Great words there from Steve. Kicked a post in happiness. Yeah, he's rubbed it in, but I agree. I would be going mad if I saw a goal like that. You won't forget that for Harry. But yeah, Bobby Reid, 8.3, an important part of the team. Yeah, it should have been 9 points out of 9, but I will tell you, normally in the championship, a point gained is still important. Well, let's come on to the guy that scored that goal. Now, I wish I could. I do have the video here, but I can't play it because we'll probably get sued for it. But I mean, Jesus Christ, what a goal! Talk to me about Abdul Fatawu and that goal.
Brilliant goal. Like, that was just like, I agree. That's the best goal I think I've seen in a very long time for Leicester City. We've slated him for it before, but you've pointed out before in a video before for, I think it's is it Ghana that he plays for? No.
Yes.
Who was it he plays for? Yeah, it is. Okay, sorry. We've seen him do it before for Ghana. I think it was you that pointed that out. He's done it before. He's now done it for Leicester City, and it was well behind the halfway line. What an absolute beyond worldy goal of a lifetime. He had his moments as well where he skinned his man. He been doubled up on. He still did well. Imran.
Hey.
Here we are, brother. How you going,
We're
mate?
just talking about Abdul Fatawu. So, Imran, we lost our shit. That has got to be one of the, in my opinion, Imran, that's the best goal a Leicester City player scored since the Tillemans FA Cup final winning goal. Because I don't know if you caught this at the stadium, but he actually dummied Jack Taylor, and then he nutmegged him, and then
he nutmegged. Yeah, he nutmegged it, right? And I thought, where's he going? Where's he going with this? And then he hit it, right? And I'm telling my son next to me, this is going in, and he goes, no, it's not. And we had a conversation while while the ball was in the air, right? The guy in front of me is like, oh, it's going wide. I go, no, it's going in. It's going in. And then obviously when it did go in, it was like, it was ecstasy. The whole crowd just, I got hugged by random people. It was just an absolutely amazing experience just to witness that goal. We were having the conversation, Anil, like, when was the last time we scored a brilliant goal like that? I mean, decode over Reid's goal was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But then that one, I mean, we were talking about it. Is it Tielemans? Is it Vardy's volley against Liverpool? Was it Riyad Mahrez's goal against Man City? Now, you know, but that goal, that's got to be up there. Like Luke Nallis against Leeds was another good goal we'd scored.
Maddison scored some good ones as well.
Yeah,
I think you're right about the Mahrez and Vardy. Well, like Vardy against West Brom, the one that won goal of the season. But just because what I'm saying is that that's a goal that you just won't ever forget. I mean, were you there for the Joey Johnson goal?
Yes, that was a good goal.
But this one was a lot better than that, right?
Yeah. This was a lot better. Do you know what? That was an absolutely amazing goal. It was just a privilege to be there, right, and witness that. But yeah, fantastic. Just for that, Fatawu needs to get, I think, a solid 8, 9 out of 10 for that.
People have said good tap in. Honestly, pretty crap goal. Ayes was better. They're just joking, of course. Now, it's an interesting question. Clemo's asked, do you think it was in the game plan to take long shots? Possibly, because I do know that their keeper, Ipswich, they never have good keepers, and their main number one wasn't playing today. But, you know, just because they say don't take long shots, you're not shooting from the halfway line. With Abdul, we know that I know for a fact that he scored for Ghana doing that before. And I know that the Sporting fans said that he tried it multiple times. He hit the crossbar with Leicester, didn't he? Earlier this season with Swansea.
And he tried it. He tried it against Derby last week, but it just went completely wrong, right? So,
well, to be fair, it's one of those that he's going. You know, he's going to try it probably another 20 times, right? And he might not ever score it. But to be fair, when he scores it, you see the whole team went up to him.
Yeah.
Like, you saw the reaction on the bench. Xavier Khan was losing his.
I didn't see nothing after that, right? It was just pandemonium, right? Like we were just random people hugging each other. It was just like, I don't even know what was going on the pitch. It was just an amazing, amazing goal. And it just felt like the whole stadium just lifted off, you know, after that. So
that's what your talisman can do for you, right? That's why it's important. So to tell you what, you've seen that goal, but goal apart, what would you give him out of 10, do you reckon, today?
Like I said, I think 8. I think I'd give him an 8, 9 out of 10, because he worked hard. First half, he had that free kick that, you know, the keeper saved. He had a few runs down the wing as well. So I think the thing with Abdul, he's been poor for the last 3 or 4 games now. And I think he's taking too much pressure on himself. But as soon as that goal went in, as soon as he scored that, you could see like he started being a little bit more like free in his play. He weren't playing under pressure. I think he's taken a lot of pressure on this season. Like, it's all on him, and he shouldn't be thinking like that, right?
Yeah, you need a team around you. Well, that's also his own fault, maybe, that he tries to play a bit much of hero ball. But you know, he done well today. I think he was good as well. What do you have to say about his performance today, Luke? I mean, he got the assist, right? He didn't just get a goal. I mean, his goals and assists, and he scored so many worldies this season already. But yeah, what do you make of his all-round play?
All-round play, removing that goal, I would give him a 7.5, leading towards an 8. Because of that goal alone, I'm going to have to give him a 9. You can't goal and assist, goal that you'll never forget until you go into the fucking ground dead. 9 for me today. You can't not. It's just an absolute world-class goal.
I'm looking
guys, I mean, you guys had the privilege to watch the replays and stuff, but the third goal we scored, I thought it was a foul in the build-up, but obviously we were far away. He's on the other side. But he got the assist for that as well, didn't he? So I mean, I didn't see the replay, obviously, but was that a foul, or did he?
No, I think if you look at it, I think Leif Davies just loses the physical battle and he tries to make a meal out of it. So I think even in the Premier League, I don't think you would blow up on that. Maybe I'm biased, but I didn't think there was too much in it. There you go. But yeah, I was just looking at the stats. I mean, look, because the thing is today you had 2 of the best wingers supposedly in the Championship. He's had Jaden Philogene on the other team. And it's funny because I think Abdul might even have got booked in the first part of that game. He actually was losing the duel against Philogene. I don't know if you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like, Philogene did a step over him. But then, to be fair to him, for his goal, he wins the ball back off Philogene, then dummies the other player, and so nutmegs him, and then does the shot. And then Philogene was quiet the rest of the game. It's like, know your place, son. So that was good. But yeah, looking at the stats as well, he's done so many good dribbles there as well. Yeah, I've got the ref in the score as well, by the way. He's coming up. But let's move on. Let's go then to the other side, Steffi Mavididi. I'm going to rinse Imran just because he's joined us, if you don't mind, Luke. But we'll obviously come to you as well. But go on, because you call him Mavid Dickhead, or Mavididi Dickhead, however you call him. I thought he's still pretty good. He huffed and he puffed. He had that chance that he could have done. Obviously, he wasn't Abdul, but I think he was still a good team player. And I think I will say this: look at that side, right? Jack Clark was pretty ineffectual. Mavididi and Clark kind of contained him. So Mavididi and Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, look, like, I've got to give credit to Mavididi, right? The last 4 or 5 games since he got his goal, he's started to improve. His performances are getting better. He's running a lot more. He's more direct, right? There's none of these like going backwards as well. He seems to be going a lot more forward. First thought is go forward rather than going backwards. So I've got to give him credit. You know, he's turned his form around. Still not fantastic, but he's doing a lot better than he was, you know, earlier on in the season. And I think today I'd probably give him between a 6.5 and 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's good. How about you, Luke? What do you think of Mavididi today?
I would have given him a 7, to be honest with you. I think that the same thing could be said about him that with Thomas. Every time that he was joining up in the attack, he was receiving the ball, he was playing it back when needed, then rejoining in the attack. So he was giving and going. He did that quite a lot, and he was intelligent with it. He didn't give the ball away. He had one half decent shot, went a bit wide to the left. But I do think that not all that, or most of our attack went for the right hand side today. So that's not on him. He gets a 7 for me today. His confidence is starting to build. He's taking his man on more. 6.6, a little harsh, but I don't know. Maybe that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I think that's about right. All right, I'll come to the turtle then. Jordan Ayew, what did you make of Ayew today? Got a goal. That's 2 goals in 2 games also for Jordan Ayew with the Michail Antonio talk as well. What did you make of him, Luke? Luke, do you want to take this? Oh, he's frozen. Go on, and Imran, you take over. What did you make of Jordan Ayew? You were at the ground.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jordan played it. He did what he had to do today, right? I think the only criticism with Jordan was in the second half, he kind of like he's got his goal, but he wasn't really holding the ball up. That's because we kind of sat back. But yeah, overall he did okay. I'm not gonna criticize him. He held the ball up quite well in the first half. You know, he won us a few free kicks. Should have passed it forward a few times when we were on the break, and he went backwards. And you might have seen the crowd started groaning at him and stuff. But he got the goal. I think we should have taken him off, like a little bit earlier than we did. think we should have put Daka on a bit earlier, just before we conceded, because Ipswich were all on us. But I'd give him a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 for Ayew.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd have gone for. What about you, Luke? What did you give Jordan Ayew?
I'd give him a 6. Yeah, I agree with Imran. There was quite a few times he didn't do anything too honking. Yeah, granted he got his goal, but there was a lot of times where he did well to hold the ball up, but he played the wrong pass, didn't release it more progressive sooner when he should have. Very frustrating as well when we've seen JJ and I think Fatawu and even Bobby Dick over Reid, I should say, out of respect now. Laid off a beautifully weighted through ball for him to run onto, and when he gets on those 50-50s, because of his pace, he quite often loses it. So if he's joining in the attack and not linking play, which he shouldn't be doing too much of because he's a striker, his pace really can be quite frustrating. But he wasn't honking. I think a 6.5 is a more fair score for him, to be fair.
I've got to ask you, Emran. So obviously everyone's been talking about it all day today, which is the Michail Antonio links. Because what's interesting, Imran, is this now 7 points out of 9. And in my opinion, we'll come to Marty at the end, but I do think we've turned the corner. I actually said that even in the Bristol game, even though we had that horrendous half. Because what I thought is that even though we will have games where it goes badly, I still think we've found a style that works for us, right? The high line's gone in the bin. We're playing a bit more direct, making chances. So anyway, the link is Michail Antonio maybe coming in. Would you take him, or do you think a lot of the chat also think it's just another OAP that isn't good enough? But you look at Ayew today and okay, but it's the most obvious upgrade, that and left back surely in the team, right?
Yeah, look, I think I mentioned it yesterday on the group chat that we're struggling, right? Like up top, Carranza's been shit, so I think we're looking at maybe getting another player in. So that means Carranza, let's be honest, is probably on his way out in January.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's a like for like replacement for Carranza, I think give him a go, right? Let's give him a go. He can't be any worse than Carranza. I mean, the only concern is that he broke his leg in 4 places, right?
Fuck.
So I don't know, like, will he be able to get back to how he was? But even then, he holds the ball up. He's strong. He's physical. And that's all we need, right? We need someone to hold the ball up and just give us that outlet when we're struggling. So I think if we get rid of Carranza, it's 50-50, right? But I think it's a no-brainer if we're getting rid of Carranza and bring Antonio in.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens on that front. I think the striker needs pace, though, in my opinion. You see it a lot that they can't join the attack after we do the counter.
But he has got that. He has got that pace and power about him. But it's just whether
he used to.
Yeah, and he's 35 years old.
He almost. Because people make the jokes, even though, a guy on crutches is still better than Daka. But I mean, that's not true, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone would take the Antonio that got, I think, a hat trick against us once at the King Power during COVID. Everyone's taking that version, of course. He was unbelievable, but he ain't that. Look, I'm up for it, but just anyway, we'll move on. That can be for Foxes then tomorrow. Oh, sorry, the Good Morning Foxes. All right, let's get on to some of the subs. I'll go through them fairly quickly unless people want to add stuff. I mean, Hamza, I guess an average performance. You wouldn't say anything other than that.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, he got a 5.7. I think we should spend a bit of time on this one then. I'll ask Luke first, and I'll come to you, Imran. Silko Thomas. Now, of course, he gave away one bozo pass at the end, so I literally deducted him 1 point for that. But he looks a bit like this season's version of Casey McAteer in a decent thing. I think when he comes on, like I personally noticed when he came on, he helped in terms of defensive work rate a lot. Like he was really moving around with his pace, and there was a few times where on the break, he's joining in and making up the numbers. I think that's where he's got improved massively. His decision making makes Abdul Fatawu look like a genius, and that's saying something. But he's new in a team. I mean, he's all right. Obviously, Monga is injured, and you could say, where is Jake Evans? But his physicality, I think, makes him a good pick in his division. So maybe I'm overselling it, but what do you make of Silko Thomas?
So I think that he definitely helped out a lot of his energy. He was helping, tracking back, defending, helping Luke Thomas. Then with his energy and his pace, then rejoining in with the attack. I do think that his quality leaves a little bit desired, but he's not playing week in, week out. We are starting to see him get integrated more and more. He's been subbed on, I believe, the last 3 games in a row. What I would like to see is if he gets a goal, and then let's see what the confidence does for him, and then where can he blossom into a player? Can he have a breakthrough? What I will say is this: if he keeps getting integrated the way he does, brilliant. That's going to be good for his development. If we keep doing that for the rest of the season and he doesn't completely break through, I would like to see him get a loan. Maybe there is potential in this kid, but from what I'm seeing right now, good energy, like you said, McAteer. I would have given him. He's come on late. I think a 5's fair. It's kind of hard to give a sub that's only gotten 10, 15 minutes, but
unless they score or something, right? You can't.
You know what I mean, right? So,
what about you, Imran? Because for me, he's one of those that, if I'm being honest, I'm not even sure he's championship level. I think he was playing in League One last year, and you could still argue he's a League One player. So don't get me wrong. I don't think he should ever be starting for Leicester. I haven't seen anywhere near that kind of level. Whereas Jeremy Monga, for example, I could see starting even at his age, kind of thing. But I could see this guy being sold to another championship team in a year or two's time for some sort of money, like 2.5 million. That kind of fee is what I'm thinking. Basically, I think he's better than I thought he was, is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay, right? Like with most of these players, I think it's just having a run of games, right? And now he's getting on a little bit more. Marty's obviously seeing something about him, and he's put him on a sub now for the last 3 games. Now he's come on, hasn't he? So. I agree with Luke, right? You can't give him more than a 5.5, 5 out of 10 because he didn't really have an impact.
Of course.
But there are promising shoots of optimism from him.
Patson Daka, I know that he's always going to get a terrible rating because people hate him. I think it's okay when he came on. I would have given him a 5, but you guys, always. There's some people. Luke, admit this. Are you one of them? When you just see this name, you just automatically put 1.
Yeah, and just question why there's not a 0. I'm glad he's gone to AFCON, to be honest with you. I just wish that we saw Evans or someone else coming in his place. We can't play Uncle Ayu up top 90 minutes in, week out, particularly if he's going to be going next Monday because the Christmas period is going to be coming fast and heavy.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 uncles now, Uncle Antonio and Uncle Ayu.
Yeah.
Louis Page.
Why not? Because I mean, look, Page came on, but why not play more of these youngsters, right? You guys, 5.5. I mean, he wasn't on for long. Look tidy on the ball. Can't really say it. I mean, let's have some interesting ones. So, referee, I'll give this one to you. Look, I think you wanted to bring him up. What did you make of the ref today?
That was the best ref performance I've seen this whole season. And I would still say that even if we lost this game, because I was thinking this before we even had that comfortable 3-0 win, because he was letting stuff go. He was playing advantage. And if it was an advantage, he was bringing the ball back. He was making the right calls both ways, by the way. I'm not just saying that just because it's biased and won this game. I actually thought that was, look, it's easy. We're never going to sit here and glaze a referee because it's not really the way, but it's very easy for us all to come on here and slate a referee and say, I thought he was honking and this is the level of, professionalism that you see for them in this standard in the championship. Give the man some credit. I thought that was a good referee. They're I wouldn't call him an unsung hero, but, they deserve some level of respect for officiating the game. So for me, I'm going to give the ref today an 8. That's not really something I know we look forward to talking about, but it's worth mentioning.
How about you, man? I mean, I agree. I think he is easily the best referee we've had this season.
Yeah, no, he was letting the game flow, but you guys are missing 1 point, right? Where Ipswich scored just before the goal. I don't know if you guys noticed it, right? Ipswich had a throw-in, right? It was right near the corner flag, and they took the throwing 10 yards. I'm not joking, 10 yards away from where the ball came out, and that's where the goal came from, right? So just because of that, I thought, and you're not watching
that had
the game.
nothing to do with Jakub Stolarczyk being an
I know,
boast.
but that's how it came from. It came from there. If you watch it back, right, that's where the goal came from. So it was, I think other than that, he had a good game. I'd probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. So he did what he had to do, and that's what some more refs need to do, right? Is let the game flow.
Yeah. Let's move. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that all season. A referee that even did that. Normally, they're just always getting in the book out or stopping play. That actually felt more like a Premier League game as a result, in a good way. All right, well, let's come on to the manager. So I've got 2 things to ask you. We did the poll earlier as well. So firstly, what rating would you give Marty today? And also, are you Marty in or out? I'll start with someone who is at the game himself and has been randomly groped by many other middle-aged men and women in a moment of Abdul Fatawu ecstasy. So Imran, what would you give Marty today? And are you Marty in or Marty out? Because you were one of those. I think all 3 of us here were Marty out pretty big time a few games ago. So
yeah,
both.
So look, I'm happy to eat my words. I'm still Marty out. Because I just don't think he's got it in him. But today, I think because we played so well in the first half again, the style of play, he's been flexible now. He's not stubborn like how Brendan was and how Enzo was. He actually has changed the way, and it's not working. He's changed it. As a result of that, and he's dropped Winks. Look, we've been undefeated without Winks in the team, right? There's 3 games without Winks, and we've not lost a game, and we're scoring goals. And I was saying that from the start of the season. Take Winks out of the team, we'll play faster. So today I'm going to give Marty 7 out of 10. I think he should have made the subs a little bit earlier, but credit where credit's due. 7 out of 10. And like I said, I'm happy to eat my words. It's still early days, but I'm still Marty out. Until I see consistency in these performances.
That's fair. I'll come to you, Luke. I will ask you one thing though. People are talking about the subs, which is fair enough. I mean, I think he did fix something in this game that we didn't see in the previous 2 games, and that is that when we were under the cosh, we were much better at doing something the other end. It wasn't just wave after pressure. I still think that could be. Oh, Luke is just rage quit, so we're not going to hear what he says. I'm going to have to listen to me instead. So, all right, I think I would also give him a 7 out of 10. The lineup was the same as before. I actually think, he made one change. Ricardo came back in. So that is our best 11. But I do wonder if the team's getting gassed a little bit. But to be fair, this is on paper the hardest game we've had so far this season, right? Against Ipswich, who are in form. They beat Coventry 3-0 and we beat them pretty easy. So that's pretty good. I think the subs, though, they could be, like you said, I think he could have brought in some subs sooner, but he's got a limited bench. But like I say, I do see a big improvement in this game compared to the last game. And I think if his keeper hadn't made a bozo mistake, I don't know if you saw this in the second half, Imran, but there was a point where there was like proper Ole football going on, where you could see the confidence return to the team. Skip was on fire. Everything was going.
Yeah, I missed your Skip rating, right? But I just want to shout out Skip as well, right? Like he was amazing today, right? He kept everything together. How many blocks did he make? He hardly gave the ball away. So for Skip, I don't know what rating you gave him, right? But he was immense today. He was one of our best players. Like I had to give him man of the match. That's how good he was. I know Fatawu got that goal, but Skip kept everything compact, kept it simple. Broke up the play when he needed to. Also played some outrageous passes. So credit to Skip, right? Like let's big up Skip.
Yeah, well, as you can see here, you can see this on your display, but he's now being called Lord Skippington. So that's what we're referring to him as after his brilliant display. Okay, Luke's decided to join us again. I don't know if he's so Marty out or whatever like that. I'm going to give you my opinion before I hand over to you. I think, for me, I'd give Marty a 7 out of 10. I actually would change my thing. I think for now, I'd probably say Marty in. The reason I would say that is more because I just think the tactics that we're using now, I don't think you're going to see another manager come in and be able to get that much more out of this particular squad. Before, like I say, when he was doing the bozo high line and getting caught out and making no chances on goal every single game. I just thought this is retarded. That's the only words I can use, right? You should go just to a more basic style that's going to be more effective. And that's what he's done. And now the way that we're playing isn't necessarily fantastically stylish, but it does get you results, and results more importantly, and slightly better performances. So like I said, I think even if Pep Guardiola comes in, he's not going to improve the team much more than we've got. I think there is a lot more he could do better, but I think now probably you can make you see how he does for the rest of the season. And then I kind of agree with you, Imran, that at the end of the season, I think I would probably rather have a better manager than this come in, but it's not to the point, right? Like basically, I think now, these last 3 games, I think we probably are going to make playoffs now, which is quite ambitious to say that right now. But I just think if you take the squad quality and now we've worked out something that can work, this division is still not very... If Ipswich is supposed to be the best team in the division, I want to ask you in a minute, right? I thought Ipswich were crap today.
They were terrible.
That Kieran McKenna, he was getting glazed on quite rightly in the season that we went up. But since then, they've spent so much money. They were worse than us in the Premier League, and we were crap. That's one of the crappiest Leicester City Premier League teams I've ever seen in my life. And this Leicester City team right now in the Championship is pretty bad, and we still dick them pretty hard, in my opinion. So I'll come back to you in a minute. I want to let Luke say his thing. But yeah, I would be Marty in 7 out of 10 today. Luke, both those things. Give me a rating. Give me Marty in or out. And also, give me we haven't done this yet. I think we should do this now going forward. It's an opposition rating. So I would give Ipswich a 3. I'm sorry, I thought they were garbage. Give me all 3 of those things.
I'm going to have splinters on my ass still. I wanted to see a 90-minute performance before I said I would say Martian. I've seen one. I want to see one more game. I would just say, just based off that performance, I agree with everything you just said. I will for now just say Martian with a little bit of held breath, just because I think he should have been doing so much better than he has. But look, he's got rid of the bozo thing for now with the high line. He's changed it. The mid-block is working. We are now starting to see some cohesive passing. That was the best we've been on the ball all season. I know you don't like tippy-tappy football, Imran, but would you say that like we were direct when we needed to be, but we're also able to string together passes, play through the lines? I think we got a bit of both, best of both worlds. We saw some sexy long diags to our wingers. I think we saw a bit of everything. I think the subs came at the right time. For a performance today, I would give Marty a 7.5. I'll give him his credit. I want to be wrong about this guy. As for what was your final question? Sorry, the opposition.
Well, no, the thing was that are you Marty in or out? You're still out. You want to see more consistent performances, right?
I'm not out. I've got proper splinters on my ass. I'm going to say neutral. I'll just say yes for argument's sake if I have to give you a conclusive answer. Yeah, with held breath.
Yeah, and then give me a rating for Ipswich.
Ipswich, that's a difficult one. I'm going to give them a 3 as well. I thought they were honking, and they're in a similar position to, granted it's in a league and a level below us, but we went for it with Brendan Rodgers. We spent a lot of money. You know, they were excited. They had the back-to-back-to-back. Fair play to them. Great. And they've backed the manager. They've bought players in last season. They've even done it again this season. They overspent on McAteer, but they were garbage today for what they should be performing a lot better than that. So, yeah, no disrespect to Ipswich fans, but I think you would agree.
Yeah. So I'll just say there's Marty. There you go. There's the poll.
90%.
A few weeks ago, it was 70% out. Now it's 90% in. Abdul Fatawu has probably saved him his job. Well, I think that probably shows you that the reason why is because people still are just not really sure about him. That's what you can tell, right? A good manager, even when it's bad, people are still behind him. A bad manager, the opposite. What did you make of Ipswich just quickly, Imran, before I move on?
Yeah, I was surprised at how poor they were. They just didn't look cohesive at all, right? They kept giving the ball away. And maybe that was because we played well, right? We made them look poor. I'd probably give them a 3 or 4 out of 10. They weren't fantastic. We gave them a goal as well. And then they had that 10-15 minutes of good pressure on us. I thought we were rocking a bit when we conceded that goal. I was getting a little bit nervous in the ground. But not impressed. I'd probably say, 3.5 out of 10 for Ipswich as a team.
Look at that. Casey's gone now 14 to 15 games with 0 goals and assists, and we probably got 10 million out of him. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Casey ever wanted to leave. You can tell his morale looks in the gutter, but why they bought him, I do not know. All right, let's just look around the Championship then. So here's the results. So Norwich beat Southampton. That's a big surprise. Southampton had won, I think, 5 out of their last 6.
Massive result for Norwich, that is.
Yeah, because that might even get them out of the relegation, especially when you look at the next result, because Oxford United, who are also right down there, they've lost at home to Preston North End. Stoke beat Swansea, so they had a lot of losses in a row, Stoke, but they've turned that around. Birmingham surprisingly drew with Charlton. I say surprising because Charlton had been on a pretty bad run themselves. And Birmingham, they are going to be in the playoffs, I'd imagine. Coventry win again. They managed to do what we couldn't do. They beat Bristol City themselves at home, there has to be said. The magnificent Marty Shugging Foxes beat Ipswich Town 3-1. Great result. Middlesbrough, they are really doing well near the top of the table. They're beating our next opponents. We play QPR next. They beat them 3-1 to consolidate second position. Millwall, surprise home defeat against Hull City 3-1. We've been beaten by the Tigers too, but I think that's a surprise result. Portsmouth beat Blackburn. I think that's also a surprise. And Wrexham and Watford, the battle of the W's ends in a draw. So there's a D. And let's see how that looks like in terms of the table. So there you go. Coventry on top, 5 points clear. That gap has come down a little bit, though. I think the big difference is then now Middlesbrough, they're 7 points clear of Preston North End in third place. You what, mate? That's fair play to them. They beat us. So that's crazy. That Paul Heckingbottom. A lot of people had Preston, including me, to get relegated this season. That's a great job he's doing.
And remember, they drew against Coventry midweek as well, right?
Yeah.
So they're on a bit of a run.
10 men. With 10 men, by the way. Yeah. I mean, at 21 games, I mean, the table doesn't lie at this point in time. Millwall, they're in 4th position, doing well. Ipswich were in 5th. Lost today, though. Hull City 6th, 7th Stoke. And look at that, Leicester. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this table is that, like, you know, if we'd have won again midweek, well, to be honest, we actually wouldn't have gained anywhere in the table. But, you know, you can see how close it is. And that's the thing. If we can put an unbeaten run, you know, if we could do like what Southampton did when they went on that 20-game unbeaten run or something like that, you'll fly up the table.
And that's why it's so critical now, this Christmas period. We've got 3 games. We've got QPR away. We've got 2 home games, including Derby and Watford. I think we've got them at home. And then we've got Sheffield United on New Year's Day. If we can go through those games without losing and winning probably 2 or 3 of them, we'll be in the playoffs. There'll be no doubt we'll be consolidated in that playoff spot. Yeah. So it's the next 4 games are crucial for the next until the transfer window opens, and then we see what happens after that, right?
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got a special visitor. Oh my God, we're getting one of these. Go on then, let's bring him up. Is that
Loxy?
Hello. Oh, bloody hell. Scared me then. How are we, lads? We all right?
Yeah, no, we're brilliant. I would just say you must be so over the moon to have seen that goal. I mean, I was so jealous. I've seen some good ones in real life. I was there for Vardy's one against Liverpool, but that was the more you look at that back on the TV, it is a ridiculous goal. What was that moment like? Did Graham give you a blowjob after that? Let's be honest.
I nearly gave him one. No, you know what? It's interesting though, isn't it? Because we've seen him try that a few weeks ago, if you remember. And I think somebody said in the chat once he actually scored one for Sporting's Academy or Ghana, whoever. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, it was like slow motion once he hit it, and you're just waiting for it. And from the angle, you know, the people behind the goal, they would have known it was going in. But obviously, because I was to the side, I couldn't really tell the angle it was at. But obviously, the keeper was panicked. He was shitting himself the whole way through. But and Bobby's goal as well, man. What a strike that is!
Quality goal, yeah.
Who's everyone giving man of the match? And I want to hear it.
I don't know if you can see this on your screen, but let me bring it up for you, Lox. Can you see this?
Yes.
Lord Skippington got man of the match from BTG.
Yeah, I would do exactly the same. It's actually nuts. That's like 5 good games in a row from him. It's crazy. Look, we had to get some out of him, and I'm going to come for you, Luke. You always say, Lucas, who does Marty improve? Who has he developed? Well, he's developed Oliver Skipp, man. He has developed Oliver Skipp. He is, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. So, he's my man of the match as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy, Annie. Look, I just joined the stream when you were doing the ratings, right? And you asked me right at the end, and I said Skipp as well. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, big time. And go on, Luke. You could set some shots fired your way. Do you want to answer that back?
I've already answered it throughout the stream. I want to be wrong about these things. I still don't think that he's developed Skipp. I just think he's found the right partnership, and I think he's found the right pieces to the puzzle with Bobby Reid and JJ in front of him as an 8. I think we've got the best partnership, and I think he's starting to get a run of games. The goal did him a lot of confidence. Is it down to Marty? I could be wrong. I want to be wrong. I don't want to be coming here and slating him. And I just said that I've got splinters up my sphincter right now. So I'm definitely Martin for the time being. That's the closest thing I've seen to the best performance. So, yeah, you were. I mentioned earlier, Locks, that we owe you a bit of an apology for the time being, because I said to you, it was a bit harsh. I thought last week I said we were taking 1 step forward and 2 back, and you were like, well, I feel like it's more 1 forward, 1 back. And I said, well, we're stagnating and we should be doing better with the squad that we've got. But look, the reality is we can see it now that it's starting to click. So I think you were right there, Locks, and maybe I have to bend the knee next week if we win.
And was I not right about Jakob as well, man? Honestly, what was that?
He's shit. Jakob is shit.
No, I was just going to quickly say, Luke, I mean, I think you kind of dodged it there a little bit. You avoided it. But if Enzo developed Kiernan, Marty is developing Skip, in my opinion. Well, you know, it is the right partnership. It gets the best out of him, agreed. But
have you been drinking, or are you just drunk off fucking Graham's spunk?
Mate, I'm being serious. Mate, I don't know. You know, he is. If you look at this game compared to the first game of the season, who is the most improved player in the squad? It's Oliver Skip. It is Oliver Skip, and yes, he's being helped by having JJ next to him.
Is it improved or is it rekindled career? Because he's much more further advanced than Kiernan was, in my opinion. Like, he's what, 25? He's not 19, 20.
No, but neither was Kiernan. Kiernan was at 19, 20 under Enzo. He was about 24. He was only a year under Skip. So, yeah, look, we don't need to keep going around in circles here. I just think he's getting the best out of Skip, which is what we needed, because he cost 20 million quid. So, yeah, but anyway, that's it from me.
No, I love it.
Nice checker, by the way. Give us an overall look. Sorry, Neil, I just want to see the drip check. Go on, son.
You can't see it. I don't know.
I can talk over you, Neil.
All good. Well, all right, just to wrap up the show. So, yeah, let's go to it. So, next week, and I think it's important that we have a 7-day rest period, because I think after these 3 games in the week, the team do look kind of gassed. Although I think we contained Ipswich pretty good in those last. It's funny, 7 minutes at injury time, but I didn't really feel too worried. I don't think we said Ipswich were cacked today. But yeah, next week it's the Marty Derby in West London at their ground. QPR against Leicester. QPR are above us right now, so that's a big game. Are they above us? Actually, maybe they're not, but I think they are. Then we've got Watford, Derby, Sheffield United, the return match, this time at their ground. And then we've got West Brom again. Imran said himself, so if we can be unbeaten and get 3 wins, say, out of those 5, we'd probably be in the playoffs. How are you feeling, Locks, of those games? Where do you think we'll do?
QPR, Watford, Derby, Sheffield United, West Brom. Yeah, we'll be in the top 6. Although points deduction, maybe not. But on the pitch, yeah, I think we'll be in the top 6. Yeah.
How about you, Imran? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think if we can stay undefeated and draw 2, win 3, that'll be a good return for the Christmas period, and I'm telling you now, with those results, we'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Would you take 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, or is that not good enough for you?
I'd take that now as well.
Yeah. That's probably what I think will be. What about you, Luke? What are you thinking now of these next couple of fixtures? 11 points to Stephen. As we know, Steve is the prophet. Sorry to interrupt you there.
I'd like to see us win the next 3 games on the bounce, all 3 of them. Let's get 9 points quickly. But if we're not going to have a points deduction in the meantime, this is the perfect time to build momentum and confidence, so that if we do get anywhere like a 6-point deduction, let's say hypothetically, the momentum's already there and the belief is already there. You could see the way the team was playing today. They were playing proper confidence. So, yeah, I would like to see, from that, my guess is, how many points am I going to see? I would say I'm going to go 13.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I think 11 from Steve. I mean, that's still 3 wins, 2 draws. That's pretty...
I think 11 points would be ideal. 11 points would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think you'd sign up for that now. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll leave it there. It has finished 3-1. I don't think, let's be honest, even you, Locks, what did you think the score was going to be today?
I kind of fluttered between 2-1 and 2-2.
Yeah.
So I was between there, but again, it's always down to the second half, and it depends on how we come out in the second half. And I think it was pretty evident straight away in the second half that we hadn't dropped off completely like we have previously. So after half time, exactly. It was a panic when Jakob did what he did, but yeah, I thought 2-1. So I wasn't far off.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know I will. I'm gonna probably crack one off to the Abdul Fatawu goal, to be honest with you. And don't even at me. You know you're gonna do the same if you haven't seen it before. Have a good one. Join Locks and the gang for Good Morning Foxes tomorrow.
Luke in the morning.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay, you guys are being spoiled this weekend, that's for sure. Yeah, enjoy it, guys. And we'll see you next time on Blue Tinted Glasses. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
No more 200 grand, but our new sponsors, The Beautiful Frame, have smashed it with this Jamie Vardy piece. It's unreal. They're a local Leicester business as well, which makes it even better. And not just City, they do prints for other clubs as well. So it's perfect if you are stuck for a birthday or Christmas present for one of your friends or family. Now, the best bit, they have sorted BTG viewers out with a discount. Just use BTG12 at checkout for money off. BTG12. Grab yours now at thebeautifulframe.com. The link is down below.